All right. Yes, it is Monday morning already. Can you believe it? July 8th, 2024. My name is Brian. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio this year. And man, oh man, do we got a big show today. This weekend was about as bad as it could possibly have gotten for Joe Biden. We're going to cover a lot of it throughout the program today. But, this guy, it's just a matter of time. What had happened with that interview with Stephanopoulos on Friday, if you saw it, that interview was supposed to air on Sunday. They bumped it to Friday. We were talking about this on Friday's show because the Bidens were trying to turn the media narrative into their favor. And the complete opposite has happened. They have done several things since Friday, including the interview, on top of the interview, since the interview. Everything they've done has made it worse. Never seen something like this. Really haven't. No one has seen anything like this. And there was a big story yesterday that by the end of the week, the Democrat Party, with a unified Democrat group in Congress, are going to make a big move. I know a lot of people are making predictions. This day, this is going to happen. This day, that's going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen with Biden. We are in just completely unknown, uncharted territory. Nothing like this has ever happened before. And to me, it seems that they're setting him up for a trap. They're trying to get him, well, when I say him, Jill and Hunter. There's something new and major on Hunter Biden, which I'm going to get to a little bit later in the program. They're trying to get Jill and Hunter. Notice we've added Hunter to the mix. They're trying to get Jill and Hunter Biden to agree to not seek out the nomination, to endorse whoever they choose. There's a very complex plan they're putting together with this. I'm going to break it down. And give his endorsement to whoever the chosen successor is. And they're not married to Kamala at this point, it looks like. They're open to others other than Kamala. But I think that's a trap, because if you're unfit to run for the presidency, how can you be fit to be the president, right? So once they get him to concede on the nomination, the next move will be to get him to quite possibly resign the presidency. And so much has happened. So let me start to go through this, and oh man, I've got so much. I almost don't know where to begin. There's so many balls in the air, but I'm going to start with the latest, which is Biden's doctor. The House Oversight Committee, this is amazing. The House Oversight Committee is looking to understand more about White House physician Dr. Kevin O'Connor's role after conflicting statements on whether Biden received a cognitive test after his debate with President Trump. Now, if you remember, Jean-Pierre was asked if Biden saw a doctor after the debate. She said no, and then the very next day, Biden said that he did. So they are calling Biden's doctor before Congress. They want to put him under oath and actually question him on Biden's mental and physical state. The statements by the White House press secretary and Biden appear inconsistent. The Oversight Committee seeks to understand the extent of the doctor's role at the White House at this time. This is from Comer. This is Comer's committee. Dr. O'Connor has never recommended that Biden take a cognitive test, according to a White House official who spoke with the Washington Post. And now House Republicans are wondering if it's because there's a financial conflict. Listen to this. The House Oversight Committee, they sent a letter to Biden's doctor. This next portion is from the letter to the doctor. The Oversight Committee is concerned your medical assessments have been influenced by your private business endeavors with the Biden family. End of quote, Comer wrote. Biden denies that he has any long-term mental issues. Well, that's because he's so far gone, he's not even aware of it. And said in his first post-debate television interview, there were no indications of any serious condition. Speaking with George Stephanopoulos on Friday, Biden repeatedly rejected the idea of taking an independent medical evaluation that would show voters he's up for serving another term. I think people are concerned whether or not he's up to finishing this term. And now Comer is seeking clarity from Biden's doctor, Dr. O'Connor, on his business involvement with AmeriCorps. AmeriCorps, isn't that thing that was started by Clinton? This is something. You know, the White House doctor being called to testify is huge. Comer is seeking clarity from White House doctor, Biden's Dr. O'Connor, on his business involvement with AmeriCorps, where Biden's brother, who's as scummy as Hunter, James Biden, was serving as principal. James sent $200,000 to Biden while the company was experiencing financial distress. Remember that? On March 1st, 2018, the same day James Biden received the $200,000 wire transfer from AmeriCorps into his bank account, James Biden wrote a check to Joe for $200,000 for a loan repayment. Yes. In February of this year, the Oversight Committee conducted a transcribed interview with James Biden. During the interview, James Biden confirmed that you provided him counsel in connection with the alleged work he was performing for AmeriCorps. Given your connections with the Biden family, the Oversight Committee also seeks to understand if you are in a position to provide accurate and independent review of the president's fitness to serve, Comer's letter to Biden's doctor reads. See, what Comer is talking about here and what he's suggesting is that the doctor has been bought off. You know, this doctor, that's the suggestion. This doctor has been bought off, he's been paid off to give Biden clean bills of health. Laura Loomer had a lot of breaking news over the weekend. One of them was that Biden recently had at the White House secretly to meet with his Dr. O'Connor here, a Parkinson's expert. And I've been telling you guys for over a year, I think one of the problems he has is Parkinson's. And the Parkinson's doctor met with Biden's private physician and came under the guise of being a donor. This Parkinson's this Parkinson's doctor donated like $1,200 to the Biden campaign, and then he got to go to the White House. So what it sounds like to me is they wanted Biden to meet with this specialist, but they wanted it to do it in a way where people didn't realize he was meeting with a specialist. So he donated $1,200 to get into the White House, which is not a lot of money to get a White House invite, right? But he's on the visitors list as a donor, not as just a visiting doctor. You know what I mean? It was a total cover-up as to what's going on. And I'll tell you another thing. These trips to Delaware every weekend, there are no visitor logs in Delaware. The press stopped asking for them a long time ago. They used to ask for them all the time. So his frequent trips to Delaware probably are health visits in many cases. That's when the doctors come in and do whatever it is they've been doing with him. And since there's no visitors log, no one knows who goes in and out of the Biden residence when he's there in Delaware. So this doctor being called to testify, this is a big deal. It's a big deal. The doctor obviously is compromised. How can the doctor be signing off on Biden's health condition when he's also raking in money with this crooked business dealing with Joe's scummy brother James? He's obviously compromised, bought off, paid. This doctor's risking a lot. You know, it'd be a very interesting thing. This doctor will be under oath. Now, he may claim, doctor-client privilege on a lot of things, but he's not going to be able to claim privilege when it comes to the financial dealings with the Bidens. Who has financial dealings with their personal doctor, their primary care physician or specialist? Do any of you have financial dealings with your doctor? I've never heard of such a thing. The only reason you would do that is if you were paying off the doctor to give you a clean bill of health. And, this is an amazing thing because, President Trump had some health issues that prevented him from serving in the military during the Vietnam War, which is true. A lot of guys did. You can't be out in the jungle and have bone spurs or flat feet. There's all kinds of problems that young men can't have and be out in the jungle serving in the military, going on long marches. But people on the left have always talked about this doctor shopping thing for draft dodgers. This Dr. O'Connor and Joe Biden, this is a textbook example of doctor shopping. Now, this is just one of many stories from the weekend that I'm going to cover. Your calls are certainly welcome at 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio. We'll take our first break of the week and be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Are you looking for a reliable?
Yeah, I just got it.
System that also offers home automation features? Look no further than Slow.
I'll do just a second. I just got to pull this one story up.
Giving you control over your home at your fingertips. With Sloman's, you'll enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing your home is protected and monitored 24/7. As a special offer, Sloman's is providing a free system and installation.
Now, these are the computer speakers, so it'll sound better in the big speakers, I'll go back and do that. Okay. Here we go.
Good morning from the True Lee's Weather Center. I'm Mike the Board.
You like that?
It is July 8th, 2024. Clear, loud,
Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay. Let's see.
So I can put the weather opening in it.
Let me see here. Oh, I got a lot on my desktop. Hold on. It just says Mike. Let me save it again. There it goes. Now I got it. It didn't save before. You can hear the difference though, right?
Oh, yeah. That's a lot different.
Now, if you think it's too much, let me know. And then I can make it not so processed. But if you get those presets in there, I'll show you how to use them.
Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Garrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, welcome back, one and all. 19 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Callers on hold, stand by. There's a couple other things before we go to the phones that I want to get out here in the beginning of the show. Okay, over the weekend, it was actually Friday when I was watching the Biden disaster of an interview with George Stephanopoulos, which was so short that if you blink, you missed it. Boy, oh boy, what a brutal interview. But just a few minutes into the interview, I want to say, was it Monica Crowley? I think it was Monica Crowley. Posted on Twitter, or X, does it matter, tweeted that there was a health emergency on board Air Force One with the president. That's all she tweeted. She tweeted it. She had sources that were with the press, and even went so far to say that Biden had been separated from the press, that the press were not able to see him. They'd been taken away. This is when the plane was coming back from Wisconsin on Friday. Well, about an hour, maybe a little less, she retracted the story, and some others retracted it, but it was her story. But Laura Loomer stood by her reporting and still stands by it today. And Laura Loomer has incredible sourcing. And Laura Loomer says that it is true that there was a health emergency on board Air Force One with Biden, and that there's a cover-up involved in this. In fact, she even talked about how there was a lot of conflict between Obama's staff. I'm sorry, I keep saying Obama. I'm getting like, it might as well be Obama, right? There was a lot, they are Obama's old staff. There was a lot of conflict between Biden's personal staff over this incident. And she still stands by the story. In fact, she went on later that night, she broke the story of this Parkinson's doctor getting into the White House to meet with Biden's personal physician under the guise of being a donor. And I've been following Laura Loomer since the Vegas shooting. I have never known Laura Loomer to be wrong in her reporting. Have you? And she's standing by it now 3 days later. So I would say chances are Laura Loomer's reporting is accurate reporting. Wouldn't you agree with based on her record and her history? What that medical emergency was, who knows? He could have lost control of his bowels again, like in Normandy. That could happen. And they wouldn't want the press around with that to witness that. It could be something that simple. That's an emergency. And it's a medical emergency if you can't control your bodily functions. So it could be that or something else. But something happened on Friday. There was a separation of Biden from the press. See, and the people that were first tweeting about this, they say, well, the press saw him a little while later leaving the plane and going to his home. So to me, that sounds like he had a bathroom accident again, probably, which is incredibly relevant in a situation like this country is currently in. So we'll keep our eyes on Loomer with that. And then the New York Post has a story today from Miranda Devine. And Miranda Devine, of course, is the author of the amazing book, Laptop from Hell. And she's very good, very credible. And this is, if you're on hold, hang in there. I will go to the phones, but we got to go through a few things first. And I'll go to the phones after the bottom of the hour break, okay? Here's the headline, Miranda Devine in today's New York Post. Hunter Biden's the real point person in Joe's White House. Don't underestimate the first son. And Miranda Devine is as credible as Loomer. There are not very many journalists that when they say something or report something, you can take it to the bank. Laura Loomer and Miranda Devine are two of a group of journalists you can truly trust. And I don't know if I were to put others on that list. I'm not even sure who else I would add to those two. They're two of the most credible journalists I've ever known. So let me read this article from Miranda Devine. Democrats trying to dislodge Joe Biden will first have to combat the proxy commander-in-chief, Hunter Biden. Yeah, the junkie, crackhead, and convicted felon. And that's easier said than done, Miranda Devine writes. With the Biden family digging in behind Joe staying put, any staffers or, lost my place. I hate when the internet wants to update a website. Any staffers or party grandees deputized to strong-arm Joe Biden out of being their candidate in November had better not underestimate the first son. While the focus has been on Jill Biden and her assurances that Joe is healthy and hearty and fit for another 4 years, Hunter has flown under the radar. Hunter is glued to his father's side for a reason, writes Miranda Devine. Hunter was with Joe at Camp David to help him prepare for the disastrous debate. He was there for the Annie Leibovitz family photo shoot after the debate. Then Hunter flew back with Biden to the White House, where he has not left his side. Hunter Biden is reportedly, according to Miranda Devine, acting as a gatekeeper to Biden, even helping him write speeches, while White House Press Secretary Jean-Pierre confirmed that he has been sitting in on Joe's meetings with senior staff, and now what we're finding out from Miranda Devine, he's doing more than sitting in. Hunter has always regarded himself as smarter than his father's age. Yeah, that's because he's a crackhead. Some of whom are telling reporters they're flabbergasted by his presence at this crucial time. What the hell is happening, says a senior White House staffer to NBC News, anonymously, of course. Hunter Biden's role has also caused concern for the powerful House Intelligence Committee, with Republican Chairman Mike Turner demanding to know if Hunter Biden is receiving classified information. Oh, my goodness. He wrote to the White House Chief of Staff last week requesting a full accounting of any official meetings and phone calls Hunter Biden is participating in what capacity and whether these discussions included classified intel. Hunter is not even trying to hide his position of influence and instead is acting as if he is important and in charge. Cameras caught him looking deliriously happy and networking like a pro in the East Room where his father was conducting a Medal of Honor ceremony Wednesday when Biden delivered a teleprompter speech. Hunter stiffened up and stared at him intently as if willing him not to flub it. He's probably his point in the room that he's supposed to focus on to concentrate. So Hunter, this is insane what's going on. We've got a president who is suffering from severe dementia, who's having accidents in his pants, and I don't say that to be funny because we saw it in Normandy. We thought Obama was running the show. We find out Obama's trying to get rid of him. We thought Jill was running the show, and she probably is to a certain degree. But now we find that Hunter Biden, convicted felon on federal gun charges, crack addict, trafficker of women who likes to film pornography and upload it to porn websites and then send the links to his dad, that Hunter Biden is doing more than just sitting in on meetings. He's controlling his father as a gatekeeper, which is a big deal because that means the only people that get to talk to him in person or on the phone are people that Hunter approves of. But Hunter's writing speeches, probably making policy and making decisions, Hunter Biden. What is going on here? You can't make this stuff up. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. What are your thoughts on this? My goodness. What message is this sending to Putin, North Korea, China? 1-888-465-2631. We'll take our bottom of the hour break and be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
Crazy.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
is July 8th, 2024, and it's going to be a scorcher one today. The highest being 91 degrees and the lowest in the 80s. Try to stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a good rest of the Monday morning.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Up to speed and moving smoothly on the Turnpike at 95 north and south through Jupiter, Palm Beach. West
Yeah,
Palm
it does.
Beach,
Can you hear it's got bass in it and everything else?
Banyan Boulevard between Dixie Highway and Olive Avenue. This traffic update is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money when you bundle your auto policy.
Yeah, those are the other ones I sent you. You still have the file? If you don't, I'll get it to you.
Visit progressive.com.
I don't know if I have it on this computer. I'll look.
That's traffic after we're done.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach
I sent it through
Kennel Club.
text.
Come out to the
If you don't have it, let me know. I'm not sure I have it on my laptop.
daily for cash
I might have that on the laptop. I'm not sure.
Mega Bad Beat jackpots and
Then I'll show you
$100,000 guaranteed.
how to use those.
Multi-flight tournament happening July 11th.
That also takes out the room noise.
Visit our newly expanded casino tailgate area with ultimate Texas
3.0, yes,
Hold'em
the
free card
3.0,
code, just
yeah.
$5 minimum.
Yeah, the video there will show you, but if you, after you watch, the video is like 5 minutes, but I'll show you too. You got any questions?
Keeping you on the bench. Does fatigue have you feeling subpar? You gotta man up with Game Day Men's Health, where you can find high-quality, effective treatment programs.
They gave Mike the permanent job of doing the weather, so I'm helping him do the production to make it sound a little bit better, which you could hear. It sounded a lot better there.
Non-invasive sound waves in your blood vessels, proven by clinical research that it is safe and provides long-term results when you're in the bedroom. Consider HGH therapy to rev up your engine with HGH peptides, helping men fight fatigue and trim belly fat. A 100% bioidentical hormones facility, Game Day Men's Health will get you back in the game in no time. 561-355-5341. Visit our new location in Palm Beach Gardens on the corner of North Lake and North Military Trail. Their enjoyable man cave environment provides refreshments and flat-screen TVs, aided by expert licensed staff who specialize in male health and wellness. Nothing else compared. Call 561-355-5341 or online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com for more information. Don't sideline your well-being. Let Game Day Men's Health help you score big.
And now a message from Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com.
This is Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com. I'm back. Dog days of summer are upon us. Your AC is struggling, running constantly, trying to hold the temperature, maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even doubled. Radiant Barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperatures in the attic up to 40 degrees, cutting the FPL bills up to 40%. Dog days of summer sales. Save 50% on Radiant Barrier and insulation removal, rat proofing. We even do AC ducts in the heat of the summer. Act now and get $500 off Radiant Barrier over 2,000 square feet and $1,000 off over 4,000 square feet, plus a 30% federal tax credit. So call now, 954-939-1500 to save big. Call 954-939-1500 and talk to the owner, Scott. That's 954-939-1500 or CutMyKilowatts.com. Estimates given on the phone, work done in days, not weeks. Easier than ordering a pizza.
Hi, I'm Sloan Smith. We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
Boy, oh boy.
Roofing and building restoration. I am pleased to say our relationship with the Steve Kane Show
Things are getting worse.
keeps getting stronger and stronger. The Steve Kane Show listeners are truly the best customers we have ever had. They are courteous, intelligent, honest, and quite a joy to work with. We have completed thousands of projects for the listeners, from repairs, single-family homes, large HOA complexes, and churches, with great success, and every one of those customers are like family. We have installed all kinds of roofs, from asphalt shingles, clay, and concrete tile, standing metal seam, slate tile, and flat roof systems. So come on, and let our family take care of your family. Call me on my cell at 954-604-4602, or find us on the web at laportacontracting.com. The number again is 954-604-4602. 4602.
All right, here we go.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years.
All right, 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Just incredible amounts of craziness going on. If you're just tuning in, you missed a lot. James Comer's committee is demanding that the White House doctor that's been giving Biden clean bills of health testify in front of Congress. He's involved in very shady financial deals, the doctor, with the Biden family. His scummy brother James Biden in particular, the doctor, is very involved with them. There was a cover-up health emergency on Air Force One being reported by Laura Loomer on Friday on the way back from Wisconsin. Hunter Biden is his dad's handler and very well may be, in effect, the unofficial president of the United States right now, Hunter Biden, according to Miranda Devine in her New York Post article today. So some very scary times. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. This is Richie.
Hey, Richie. All right, man, scary.
And I was going to say, in all the years of you being in the business, I mean, you're a political junkie. That's your job. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Not at this level. Not at this level. I mean, we've got this. I don't know which stories. I think the most frightening so far is that Hunter Biden, who's a crackhead junkie, very well may be running America right now.
Well, here's the deal with this, okay? I'm a political junkie, you know that. I watch cspan.org on a regular basis. I watch these hearings. The average American, they don't even look. And that's the problem with this country. I've watched the Democratic Party separate Joe Biden from his son, saying, well, his son has nothing to do with Joe. Joe is the president. They don't do nothing together. Nothing. And now they're exposed as who do you think is doing everything with Joe? This is not a loving son trying to save his dad. This is what's been going on since the beginning of when he put his hand over the Bible, which was a fallacy. This whole thing has been, I'm going to tell you, I believe that the deep state has run this country. The press is complicit. They're into it too. Let me tell you something. If Joe went down his leg in front of them and he was ahead in the polls, they would have never reported a medical emergency at all.
Well, then what's going on now? Something's happened.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is they have been, listen, I watched Stephanopoulos yesterday. That Susan Page, who's a Washington correspondent for USA, she said, it's going to be too late for us. And then she said, the Democrats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I catch every word. The press, this Pierre gets up every day and lies to the American people. The American people have been lying. Yeah,
but you know what I've learned, because I've been watching a lot of media I don't normally watch, like the TV media and stuff. And I noticed that NBC, MSNBC, ABC, all the rest, they're not really, they're covering for Biden still. CNN is 24 hours exposing Biden. CNN, I've been telling you guys for years, is CIA. So the other ones, like MSNBC, they're out of the loops. If you watch what's going on CNN, they want Biden out. Yeah, they had Axelrod on television on CNN all weekend long talking about him dropping out.
Well, let me say this. Whether he drops out and stays in, whether Kamala takes over, no matter whether it's news. The deal is this. You know who I'm really upset with? And this goes on. This is since I've been a kid and since I've been an adult. The first thing, if you walked up to somebody and you went to a dinner in a friend's house or something that you really, and there were other people there, you brought up any political thing, what would they tell you? We don't talk politics or religion. That's a taboo. That's the reason we're in this whole country. The average person goes to work, comes home, turns on a sitcom, they'll give a duck or a sporting event. They can care less of what's happening now. And this is why this whole country is going down the toilet, because the American people are lethargic. Not your audience here.
Yeah, but there's something going on here at another level. You know, this story with Hunter Biden running the Oval Office, he's effectively, Hunter Biden is working as if he's the chief of staff at the White House right now. Believe me, that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and not just the immediate staff, but a lot of powers that be in Washington. They don't like that at all.
Absolutely, but the bottom is they've been defending Hunter against Joe. I mean, they've been defending him. Every time I see Gomer with his thing, the Democrats just, and then you get these Democrats that get up there like Goldman and the other guy, and they start telling you there's no evidence.
Well, I want you to think about this, okay? There's a U.S. ambassador somewhere. I don't know, like in Benghazi. Remember when that happened? There's a U.S. ambassador or a secretary of something. They're trying to get into a meeting to talk to the President of the United States, whether it's in person or a phone call, and they've got this junkie crackhead who's a convicted felon, okay, Hunter Biden, not allowing a cabinet secretary or an ambassador or maybe even a foreign leader get on the phone or get into the room with the President of the United States. This is not going to end well. Joe Biden will be out at some point. They're not the powers that be aren't going to stand for that.
But it's not the powers to be should all be voted out. If this isn't a wake-up call for the whole damn United States, anybody who's a registered voter, Democrat, liberal, whatever you are, if you see what's going on here and you're going to vote for this kind of...
It's scary. I think it's scary.
This should be a slam dunk. This should be, no matter who they put up, they'll all be voted out of office. Every Democrat that's up there, every congressman that's up for election should... And
you know, guys like Hunter, okay, people that are hardcore drug addicts, when they say they're clean, that just means they're not shooting up anymore. They're still doing blow or something else. You understand what I mean? Prescriptions or cocaine. You know, they're never clean. So this guy's still on drugs. I don't care what they... This is the most This is the most dangerous time this country has ever faced.
And let me say this to you. I don't agree with you with that one, what you just said, because you have people like one of your sponsors that has a book out, and he changed his life. So you can't really, you keep on...
You think Hunter has changed his life?
No, I know that Mike Lindell changed his life.
Hunter Biden is not Mike Lindell.
But he's the same. Mike had a book. Mike admitted he was a crack addict, Brian. And you know, people do change. You think Hunter
Biden is clean?
I don't know. I'm not in his role.
Oh my goodness! If he were clean, do you think he would have the arrogance to run the White House like he's doing, according to Miranda Devine? That is not the actions of a sober person.
He's been in business with his father for the whole time. He's not just running the White House now because they caught Joe. He's been with Joe, his backup. This has been, and that's why I tell you, when you see the Democrats defending him and trying to separate them two, now they can't.
And you know, Mike Lindell, you know, because you're talking about Mike Lindell, you know, running a pillow company is a lot different than running America.
Yeah, but he changed. Mike Lindell.
Oh yeah,
human being.
Absolutely.
You know, so people can change. That's all I'm saying to you. You know, when you keep on saying that, I mean, you know,
you're really there's no way Hunter Biden has cleaned up. In fact, this time of incredible stress that he's under, that's what causes somebody to slip. Exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, the story is it just should be a slam dunk. This is made for TV crap that's going on here. The Democratic Party, I've never seen them. They're eating their own right before our eyes. This is a special time in history, but we have to realize that we still might lose an election.
No way. No, they have no, or they can't even get their convention organized. Listen, I'm going to run for our break. Callers on hold, stand by, since Richie mentioned Mike Lindell. I'll talk about Mike Lindell right now. You know, yesterday morning, I didn't have anything I had to do yesterday morning, which is very rare for me on a Sunday. And but I still woke up early, and I laid in bed, I don't know, for an hour, maybe two, just reading. And I didn't want to get out of bed. It was Sunday morning. It was very comfortable. I was on my pillow mattress topper, and you know, that mattress topper is awesome, but when it's time to get up, I usually jump out of bed and get to work. And yesterday I didn't. I laid in bed for a couple hours. It is literally like a cloud, the MyPillow mattress topper. I just enjoyed it so much. It's a beautiful thing. There are several different types of mattress toppers. I have the Mattress Topper 2.0, which is a 3-inch mattress topper. And it also has the temperature regulating technology in it. But there's a brand new one out, the My Mattress Topper. And with the My Mattress Topper, which is spectacular too, I'm going to order this. I don't. All my beds have mattress toppers on them, but I'm going to order this for my guest bed and then just try it out, and then give it to somebody. So I got to find out what size mattress somebody I know has that doesn't have a mattress topper, because we buy these mattress toppers for everybody all the time. But with the new My Mattress Topper, it comes in every mattress size, from twin all the way up to split king and everything in between, including RV queen. No matter what size you order, you get $100 off. Isn't that amazing? $100 off. No matter what size you order, free shipping, a money-back guarantee, and a 10-year warranty with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. This is the My Mattress Topper. Oh, yeah, and you get a free set of MyPillow sheets, and you get to decide what color and pattern of the sheets. So you get $100 off, free MyPillow sheets, free shipping, a money-back guarantee, and a 10-year warranty. Mike Lindell's practically giving these things away. This is the new one, the My Mattress Topper, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Did you know the Volin Center offers free transportation? Catching a ride with the Volin Center coach has never been easier. The Volin Center has been providing rides for seniors aged 60 and over since 1968. Available to all clients and the public. Pick you up or take
Yes or no? Do you guys think Hunter's clean? No freaking way. No way. No way.
Attention seniors, are you not happy with your current Medicare plan? If not, give Debbie and I will advisors a call.
No way.
954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080. There are 5-star rated plans that you can enroll in the middle of the year. That's right. You don't have to wait for open enrollment.
Yeah.
Debbie and her family have been taking care of Steve Kane Show listeners since 1993. Debbie even handles Steve Kane's Medicare. So if you're not happy with your current Medicare plan, give Debbie a call right now.
The question, yes or no, is Hunter Biden clean?
753-8080. Debbie can help you no matter where you're located in the state of
Oh, yeah, people can change, but not Hunter.
8080 and online iwilladvisors.com.
Hi, this is Maureen Cohen from Nutrition World Palm Beach Gardens. We are so excited to be celebrating 50 years here in South Florida. The Cohen family started their first health food store in 1972, and ever since have been one of the largest locally owned, family-run health food stores in the area. We carry thousands of supplements like vitamins, minerals, herbs, homeopathics, diet and fitness, and so much more. All your favorite top-quality brands. We also have tons of natural foods like gluten-free, paleo, and organic, as well as health and beauty aids, pet foods, and more. Visit Vanessa, Trish, Dunson, Scott, and Bruce. They're here
Exactly.
7 days a week for all your family's natural health needs. So stop by Nutrition World at the northeast corner of PGA Boulevard and Prosperity Farms Road in the Carmines Market Plaza by the Prosperity entrance. You can call us or text us anytime at 561-626-4377. That's 626-4377. Or check out our website at nutritionworld.com. Come see us 7 days a week at Nutrition World Palm Beach Gardens.
When it comes to dental work, there's no one better than Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. But don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
If Obama was still running everything, Biden would have stepped down. Make sure you all like the video if you don't mind. Please like the video. If you're new, subscribe. And if you'd like to call in, the number is pinned to the top of the chat. 888-465-2631. Here we go.
Take on the social justice warrior for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All right, if you just tuned in, you've missed a lot. I'll recap in a little bit, but just insanely frightening stories coming out of the White House over the weekend. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, I don't know what it is that makes me think that this plan that the Democrats have is a little bit too complicated for its own good. Pieces have to fall into place at a specific time and a specific order for this thing to be successful. Now, you know, will it? And the biggest piece has to fall that hasn't fallen yet is Biden's getting out the race, right? So,
yeah.
So you got that. You know what? In terms of, I don't like the fact that he's Hunter's basically being the chief of staff and saying the special access programs and all that stuff, the top secret stuff. But I fear for Hunter's life because we saw what happened with Carrie Fisher when she was able to get a hold of the money from the store.
All right. Yeah, I agree, but I don't, need to get too much into that stuff. I don't know if I get that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Barbara in Baltimore.
Hey, Barbara.
Hey, the call of the week. If anyone tops Richie, I hope I'm listening because that was great. I understand everything he says. And Mike Lindell is not the only junkie who's cleaned up. Sometimes the 1%, I think it's about 1 or 2%, but that's neither here nor there.
But Hunter is not one of the 1% that's cleaned up.
Obviously not. Obviously not. He has access to too much money, doesn't have to fight for it, doesn't have to...
Most people that get clean, and I have sympathy towards drug addicts, they either have a life-threatening moment or they have responsibilities. And Hunter has neither.
Anyway, I just wanted to say this. Oh, and the other guy that they were talking about who's holding up and been lying is Jamie Raskin. Since I'm here in Maryland, hopefully you got some Maryland people from PG County, especially them Democrats that keep putting that hat back in office, because Jamie Raskin is really a scumbag. Oh, he's just not a good guy.
Is he still wearing the cancer treatment cap all the time, that shower cap? How pathetic.
But I just wanted to say this. Watching what's happening here, and because I do know Democrats, because I know some of the judges that are voting and everything, they are in shock. The average public person, as Richie pointed out, that's not paying attention, wasn't paying attention until that doggone debate. That debate opened up the can of worms that they cannot shut. I have people now, I wear my Trump gear everywhere because I'm inviting people to talk to me. I want to know what they think. And they never saw this. They're like in shock. How long has he been like this? Can you imagine? He's been like this since before the election, and they're asking that question. They're in shock. And the problem that the Democrats have now is that he's in the delusional stage. My mother had Alzheimer's. My mother, it's just part of the thing. He's in that delusional stage, and this is not no beginning of Alzheimer's with him. He has had this thing going on for at least five.
Well, the way the Bidens are processing this is he did win their primaries, okay? So what the Bidens are telling themselves is that they may have these politicians against them in the press, but they've got the people on their side because he won the uncontested primaries. That's what they're... But the problem is the Democrats didn't know how bad Biden's condition was, and if those primaries were held today, it'd be a whole nother story.
Bingo. They had no idea about the acceleration of Alzheimer's in the later stages. They thought they could manage it. Now it's out of hand. So now Democrats get to see it. I am not afraid for the country because most of us are armed anyway. Even
All right, I'm not talking about all that. Why do people, guys, stop talking about guns and people's lives and stuff. Could you please, use your brain. I don't. Why do people do that? You don't talk about politics and things like that. You don't say I'm against violence, but just we're not entertaining those kinds of discussions. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is John.
Hey, John.
Hi, Brian. The word they love to throw around is they're disenfranchising the voters by kicking Biden out. There's people that can't vote for him again, would vote for someone else. They should, I know they'll never do it, but they should concede the election to Trump. If they put another candidate in, maybe me voting for Trump, I would vote for that candidate. You know what I'm saying? Not that would ever happen. I love President Trump. But you can't make it fair at this point.
Well, I would say that the powers that be have conceded that they're going to lose to Trump. They're conceding the presidency to Trump. What they're now worried about is their congressional races and governors. They're not. I think they've already accepted a presidential loss.
You might be correct on that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they're cheating in Wisconsin.
But Charlie Kirk was saying the other day, last week. That's kind of what does talk like that do? Richie brings this up. You bring that. It tells people don't bother to vote. So why even talk about that stuff? I mean, that's all negative. When you talk about that, people, it's like, oh, why even bother? That's just not smart to do. That's why I don't talk about it. They want you to talk about it.
Like talk to the wall when you call them.
Don't worry about it. Let me tell you, Laura Trump is all over this. She's talked about it a lot. You got nothing to worry about. And plus, Trump's popularity is so. Now, talking about that stuff cost us votes.
Popularity is.
Most people are pretty lazy in this country when it comes to voting, right? Most people don't even vote. And a lot of people that are conservative like to vote on election day, not early, and they get busy. Or they hear there's a traffic jam. So, I was listening and this guy said this about that. What difference does it make? I'm just going to go home. That's negative talk.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I vote in every election. It doesn't matter, even the small.
Yeah, but that kind of talk is just, I give an example. Okay, like with Richie brought that up, right? We have a momentum in Trump's favor beyond anything that can be measured. Not just with his popularity, but with the chaos going on inside the Democrat Party, with Joe Biden and all these things we're talking about. And you guys bring these things up. Charlie Kirk was talking about this. It's not just me. And Charlie Kirk is closer to President Trump than anybody, right? And he says that it's not smart to be talking that way, that it discourages our turnout. And he's right.
That's what you're saying. Yep. 100%. But I've never been afraid living in this country as I am right now with all the vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Every direction. It's just, and I've had a lot of people tell me that too. I've got a lot of friends that are in the. This is
the most dangerous situation we've ever been in. The only thing that's keeping us safe is that the world expects Donald Trump to return, all right, and win in November and be back in office in January. So if they mess with us, they know when he's back in January, they're in trouble.
Yeah. Well. Go Trump 2024.
That's right. All right, appreciate the call. All right, 1-888-465-2631. It's a new week. Were you busy over the 4th of July weekend? Holy smokes, I know I was, even though I worked all weekend, and I know many of you did, but I was pretty busy over the weekend. If you woke up on this Monday morning and you're aching and got some pains going on, go see Dr. Appleton. You can just show up today. Appointments are not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome at Dr. Appleton's. If you're in pain, you don't have to be. Go see Dr. Appleton. Take advantage of this laser wave pain treatment, which is absolutely amazing. He has rid me of pain 5 times. He'll do the same for you. It works on so many different types of pain. It works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. And a whole bunch I never heard of. I mean, it's true. It's absolutely amazing. The laser wave pain treatment, all of the treatments are performed by Dr. Appleton. They are 100% painless. There are no shots, no injections, no downtime, and, of course, it works. And what the laser wave pain treatment does is repairs the damage that is causing the pain. That's why the 5 times that Dr. Appleton has rid me of pain, the pains haven't returned, because it's repaired the damage in my body that was causing the pain. Give him a call. His number is 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. AppletonChiro.com. Go see Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain. All right. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. We have covered a lot. There's a lot of craziness going on. I will do a recap at the top of the hour and then get into some new things as well. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Oh, boy. What a way to come back from vacation, huh? We'll be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and Herrin Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show.
Okay.
And it's going to be a scorcher one today. The highest being 91 degrees and the lowest in the 80s. Try to stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a good rest of the Monday morning.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
A late rain crash free on the Turnpike at 95 north and south through Delray Beach, Boynton Beach, Lake Worth, and West Palm. And Jupiter crash South Central Boulevard at Egret Landing Boulevard. And construction in Lake Worth 6th Avenue south from Grove Street to Congress Avenue. This traffic update is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial, auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Palm Beach Kennel Club offers exciting OTB action from top horse tracks around the country, including Saratoga Racetrack, starting this week. Visit our incredible paddock restaurant with over 140 new HD TVs, big screens, exceptional dining, and full bar. And check out the upcoming dinner shows, including Brat Pack Now, August 23rd, plus the Pure Zeppelin Experience, October 11th, Let It Be, November 8th, and more. Go to ppkennelclub.com.
Hey, are you looking for a reliable and user-friendly home security system that also offers home automation features? Well, look no further than Sloman Shield. This comprehensive system integrates home security and automation, giving you control over your home at your fingertips. With Sloman's, you'll enjoy peace of mind that comes with knowing your home is protected and monitored 24/7. And as a special offer, Sloman's is now providing a free system and installation when you sign up for their affordable central station monitoring. This incredible package includes a color LED touchscreen keypad, 10 contacts, motion detector, cellular communication with backup battery, and, of course, professional installation. And for a limited time, Sloman's will also throw in video surveillance capabilities, including the choice of an outdoor or indoor video camera. With this feature, you can view your home from your smartphone or tablet, receive notifications when someone enters or leaves your home, and you can review any unusual activity. Do not miss out on this incredible offer. Call 833-283-5050 to learn more and schedule your installation. Sloman's, a trusted provider of home security solutions for over 100 years.
Hi, it's Brian Craig. Let me ask you this. Are you planning on retiring in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, at any point in your life? Or are you already retired? Listen, economically, it's a mess with the stock market ups and downs and inflation out of control. In fact, it's the highest inflation rate in 40 years. You need a plan of action for your retirement plans. You need the advice of a retirement expert who can help you protect your money, guarantee your income, and stop losing money. Joe Thomas is president of Retirement Network Advisors, South Florida's premier retirement retirement experts and has been for over 20 years. He's seen it all and is a true professional that you can trust. They're family owned and operated. His daughter Jenny works with him. You know Joe and Jenny from right here on True Oldies. He's the host of the Jupiter Joe Money Show, and he's been doing that for over a decade. You need Jupiter Joe's book, The Retirement Know-It-All. Mention my name, Brian Craig, and receive a free copy of his ebook. Go to jupiterjoe.com or call 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. Take advantage of his free phone consultation, too. Go to jupiterjoe.com or call 561-743-0999. When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm going to do a quick recap of the first hour that I led with, and then more that I haven't gotten to yet. This weekend has been a disastrous weekend for Biden. I mean, just disastrous. It's gotten worse. Boy. Story is reported in the New York Post today by Miranda Devine that Hunter Biden is now the gatekeeper, that he is with Biden at his side at all moments. He's helping him write speeches. Can you imagine? No one sees or speaks with Biden without Hunter's approval. This is insanity. A Republican committee chair in the House is asked for some information on this to find out if this junkie, Hunter Biden, has access to classified intel. Joe Biden's personal physician is being called to Comer's committee, the House Oversight Committee, to testify. It turns out that Biden's White House doctor that's been giving him a clean bill of health is involved in very corrupt business dealings with the Biden family, in particular James Biden, Joe's brother. So the question is this doctor being paid off to give Joe a clean bill of health? What else? I mean, there's so much. It's hard to even keep it all straight. There were a few other things I covered in the first hour, but I'm not going to recap all of them. But then there's this. White House staffers are relying on photographs as well as big text note cards to guide Biden around events, according to a new report. White House staffers plan out Biden's movements down to the most minute detail, even for the simplest of events, providing Biden with photos and instructions in large text about where he should go and what he should do. This is being reported in Axios. In one instance, according to Axios, a pair of photos show the path from a backstage area toward a podium, and instructions read in all capitals, "Walk to podium," in bold font. Oh my goodness, walk to podium? It's like a robot. It said, "Walk to podium." It surprised me that a seasoned political pro like Biden would need detailed verbal and visual instructions on how to enter and exit a room. One person who has staffed an event for Biden in the past 18 months told Axios, "I staffed a simple fundraiser at a private residence, but they treated it like it was a NATO summit with his movements," the source added to Axios. The White House argued the planning was hardly out of the ordinary for presidents. Really? Walk to podium? The development comes as Democrats' confidence in Biden's fitness for office continues to crumble in the wake of his catastrophic debate performance against Trump. You know, this is really, we're going on 2 weeks this week, just 2 weeks of just negative story after negative story. Yesterday, Biden was at a black church. Did you see the video of him with the pastor? Oh, my goodness. The pastor came up to Joe and gave him a $100 bill, and then, it's all on camera and caught on audio, and then instructed Biden on how to put the money in the collection box so it looked like he was contributing. Never seen. Could you imagine if Trump was in a church and the pastor gave him a $100 bill and told him to put it in the collection box? What would people say? This was yesterday. There hasn't been, in the last 10 days, anything but negative stories against Biden. Now, there was a report yesterday that things are going to start to move against Biden hardcore this week. Last week, the whole country, the government was shut down. Congress returns this week from 4th of July. Democrats, you already see top Democrats like Nadler making moves against Biden. So it's being reported in multiple sources that by the end of the week, the Democrats in Congress are going to come together with an organized movement by Friday to get Biden to withdraw from the race. But as I say, that's a trap. If he's not qualified to run for president, how is he mentally qualified to be the president? This is scary stuff, people. It really is scary stuff. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. It's Ben from Confidence.
Oh, hey, Ben.
Hey, so I don't know if you saw Molly Hemingway speaking on the Sunday show. She gave an absolute, surgical breakdown of just how truly evil and corrupt the media is, how they knew about it, how if something happened to Trump, if he looked the wrong way, they would have sent the dogs after him to investigate anything having to do with Russia, but how they turn around and say they were duped and they didn't know what was going on when it was coming to Biden and his senility and his dementia. And I would just encourage everyone to watch that because I think people need constant reminders of how evil media is. But also, in regards to what you were saying, the Citizen Free Press came out with something that showed that they're going to pull out this. They have this massive proposal that they're hoping to involve Michelle and Oprah and Taylor Swift in order because they have such a short period of time to push it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I read this. I read this story. I'll tell people what it is. Okay. The Democrats, the Democrat establishment has had these two liberal intelligentsia people write up a plan, and what it's for the broker convention. They want to have the illusion of a primary redo at the convention. Whoever ends up with the nomination, they want all the parties to. Whoever wins, they're going to nail it down to maybe half a dozen people that can go for the nomination. They're all going to have to agree that when they win the nomination, have to be a unifying, clean campaign, no infighting among the Democrats. And then they want Obama and Michelle and Biden and Oprah Winfrey and Taylor Swift to come out on stage and endorse who the eventual nominee is. It's so bizarre. It's just bizarre. And by the way, they want to pass over Kamala. They want to pass over Kamala.
I know. Well, she won't have a choice at this point. She doesn't have much power in that party, I don't think.
But, the Miranda Devine's story that I went through in the last hour, were you listening in the last hour? In and out. In and out. About Biden and Hunter. In and out. On my way to work, I got to get stuff. Your ears go everywhere you're at. You can listen on an app. You can listen on the radio. Oh, my goodness. In and out. Oh, my goodness. Well, no. But this story to me that about Hunter being the body man to Biden, no one can communicate or see him without Hunter's approval. They say Hunter. This is Miranda Devine, very credible. You can't get Biden on the phone or in person without going through Hunter. He's even writing speeches. So yeah. So the
lower staff even said they thought that they were just being protective of Biden, when really they were just hiding the fact that this man doesn't know what day of the week it is. And so Hunter Biden, I mean, what a dynamic duo. You got this geriatric and this crackhead.
Yeah.
Any moral sin that you could commit, Hunter Biden has done twice.
Oh yeah. That's true. Well, what this story about Hunter tells me is that the staff around Joe are out. They don't want it. They're abandoning Joe, and they're no longer protecting him. And the family have this small, tiny, small group of just a handful of people that are loyal to Biden. The staff is no longer. A lot of these stories we're getting are being leaked out by the staff at the White House.
And you know what? When was the last time you ever... So when Trump was in office, it would be leaks 4 times a day. Leaks. And now what you're seeing, what you never saw, are Democrats. You're seeing leaks coming from Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
Their knives really are out for Biden. But I don't know. I mean, his family has been so used to suckling at, the money teeth of Joe Biden. And so I think, they're keeping him in. Because I don't think they love each other. I think it's just this relationship.
Codependence. The codependency is what it is. Yeah.
Patriarch provided for him their whole life, and now he can't do it because, the hardcore, rollers in China and Russia who are actually smart he can't play ball with them anymore.
And they keep saying on the left, you can't support Trump because, that's against democracy. He's not going to leave, even though he already did once, right? Well, look at Biden. Biden won't leave. And his whole family are keeping him in power. What are you talking about not leaving? The Bidens should be out.
Yeah, I know. He's kicking and screaming. He doesn't want to go. And you know what? When they say democracy, they share the same dictionary, but they don't share the same definition.
Yes.
They use the word democracy. When they say democracy, they mean their regime.
Yes.
It's just like, Lenin used to talk about this with the Bolsheviks. He doesn't mean what we all think democracy.
Correct.
And, their idea of democracy is a threat to our actual, but it should actually be the case, the constitutional republic.
That's right.
So, these people are sick. I mean, they want to eliminate the filibuster, electoral college, pack the Supreme Court. They want to send their political opponents in jail and take them off the ballot. They get Phillips and RFK and no labels, and then they talk to us about democracy. Everyone in this audience knows that obviously when they say democracy, they simply mean they're all.
Absolutely. All right, I gotta run for the break. It's a busy week. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, we need a timeout. Is your performance in the bedroom keeping you on the bench? Does fatigue have you feeling subpar? You gotta man up with Game Day Men's Health, where you can find high-quality, effective treatment programs, even if you're on the go. Call 561-355-5341. Testosterone therapy rejuvenates you with a renewed joy of life with a free consultation and text as quick as 15 minutes. Treat your ED with Gaines Wave, non-invasive sound waves in your blood vessels. Proven by clinical research that it is safe and provides long-term results when you're in the bedroom. Consider HGH therapy to rev up your engine with HGH peptides, helping men fight fatigue and trim belly fat. A 100% bioidentical hormones facility, Game Day Men's Health will get you back in the game in no time. 561-355-5341. Visit our new location in Palm Beach Gardens on the corner of North Lake and North Military Trail. Their enjoyable man-cave environment provides refreshments and widescreen TVs, aided by expert licensed staff who specialize in male health and wellness. Nothing else compared. Call 561-355-5341 or online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com for more information. Don't sideline your well-being. Let Game Day Men's Health help you score big.
Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
Hey, my true oldies listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you know trust and experience are two big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both of these. Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire, I want you to give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-0999. Or you can go to JupiterJoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book. Call 561-743-0999. Or remember, go to JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com.
This is John from Lighthouse Medical Center, CFO and Director of Neuropathy. We want to welcome you to Lighthouse Medical Center this year. It's our 75th anniversary, and we've been able to help a lot of patients. We want to be able to help you with your neuropathy issues as well. If you have numbness, burning, pain, tingling, lack of sleep, or balance issues, please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their life and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing to us and a blessing to them, and we look forward to doing that for the next 75 years. We don't just treat neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have a specialized knee pain program with non-surgical solutions for bone-on-bone and knee pain issues. We also treat chronic back pain, ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder pain. Call for a free consultation with us today. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at FLA.com.
All right, we're back 20 minutes after the hour. Calls on hold, stand by. Our number 1-888-465-2631. I just want to add on to the Lighthouse Medical Center message there that was recorded during the break. You know, if you or someone you know have neuropathy, you know what it's like. It's living torture. It really is. And your doctors will tell you there's no treatment for neuropathy. Well, that's not true. Lighthouse Medical in Pompano have a treatment for neuropathy that works. I've seen it work in many, many people, including Steve Kane and many of our listeners. And I've even met patients when I've been over there that have been rid of their neuropathy symptoms, which makes life not just unbearable, but unlivable. People are confined to bed for years with neuropathy. It's awful. Now, no matter where you're located, Lighthouse Medical can help you with your neuropathy. That means no matter where you're located in America. If you can't make it into the office in Pompano, that's okay. They can still help you. I'm going to give you the number. Now, when you call, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Oh, hey, Renee.
Yeah, it's one of those uppity black people you people hate so much.
Who said that other than you?
Richie the racist. And those uppity black.
Just because someone... hold on a second. No, you've never heard me say something like that. You have never heard me say something like that. Just because... You know, listen. You've never heard me say something like that. Shame on you. Stop lying. I don't know. I can't speak for Richie, but I have never said something like that.
Is lucky that she's going to marry a Chicano so she can get away from you.
Yes.
You are a racist.
Mm-hmm.
No chaser. Now, dealing with the subject, I personally like Bernie. I like Bernie.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I did. I still like Bernie. But if I had to choose Pamela, even though she's really not my choice, I would take her for 4 years at least to keep the rapist out of the White House. There's no.
What is it you like about Bernie?
Oh, Bernie has the program. He has
like what? Like what?
Willpower.
Like what? What's Bernie's what? Wait. What's his programs? What programs do you support of his?
Well, there's the college.
What do you mean what's the college program? What's his college program?
Slow down and let me answer you. Jesus Christ! You try to you think you're so smart.
No, I'm trying to learn.
No, you're not. You're trying to cut people off so you can make
Tell me what Bernie Sanders' college program is.
Now, the thing is, Bernie had the program. He had the platform. He had the plan.
Yeah. What's his college program? What is? Hold on, Renee. Hold on. You said you like his. You said. Excuse me. You said that you like Bernie's. You like Bernie's college program. Maybe I do too. What's his college program?
No, man. You have no idea.
Oh, I don't think you know.
Yeah, I know you don't.
Then tell me what it is. What's his college program? What's his college program?
I know you don't know.
Uh-huh.
Think all you want.
So you support Bernie Sanders, but you can't tell me anything about his programs that you support.
You know what? No, I won't tell you.
Oh, you won't tell me. You won't tell me. You won't tell me. Anybody? Does anybody in the audience believe that? Mm-hmm. I know you do. I know. It's amazing.
No, you do sound stupid.
I'm trying to learn from you, but you won't tell me, you say.
No, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You're just trying to make yourself look smart, make yourself look stupid, which is exactly what happened.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Now, I can deal with Pamela for 4 years, but I really wanted Bernie Sanders, and frankly...
But why? What about Bernie Sanders makes you say, I would like him to be president for 4 years? Give me some specifics about his policies.
The health care.
What does that mean?
The fact, and you know what? He was not...
What's his health care plan? What's his health care plan?
Sanders, health care for all.
We have that.
No, he was going to really expand the health.
What does that mean? Who does not have health care for all? Excuse me. No, you'll shut up and I'll talk. Thank you. I mean, I think I put up with enough. I try. Oh my goodness. Typical mindless dim. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, hold on. Oh, well, I don't know what's going on, but listen, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Typical mindless dim. They support things. They don't even know what it is they're supporting. All they know is it's not Trump. And supporting someone because they're not Trump is not supporting someone. I want you to think about that, right? Why would you support someone and you don't know anything about them other than they're not Trump? I know this, Bernie Sanders is corrupt. He was running against Hillary Clinton in the primaries, and he was losing, he lost, and he wouldn't endorse her. Obama took him into a meeting. He came out of the meeting, he endorsed Hillary Clinton, and then the next thing I know, he bought 5 houses. And his wife was involved in some heavy financial legal problems at the school she was running, over $1 million worth, and she didn't get arrested to go to jail. She got cleared by the FBI. How'd that happen? And of Bernie Sanders' 5 houses, one of them is a summer camp. Who has a summer camp? That's your man of the people. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show.
Steve Kane Show. Hello. That's what I thought.
similar here. You need to...
Just a $5 minimum. PBKC is your entertainment destination. Go to ppkennelclub.com.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. I just want to say thank you for Dr. Appleton because I'm from Orlando. I took it took 3 hours to go down there. Took my 90-year-old mom. My mom walks straighter than she ever walked in her life, and I just want to say thank you for being such a willing vessel to talk about Dr. Appleton.
That's amazing. So you heard me in Orlando talking about Dr. Appleton and drove to South Florida with your mother to see him.
Yes, my mom is awesome now. Awesome. No more arthritis, no more pills, none of that. She's going back to New York. She sits on a train for 24 hours, and I'm telling you, no pain. She gets off that train, and my sister says she walks like a young woman.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain, too. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to ask you a question. How important is a good night's sleep, and when was the last time you got one? I get one each and every night with the MyPillow mattress offer. They're 50% off now with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at MyPillow.com. Pair it with new pillows and those fabulous piece of green sheets. There's huge discounts on those, too. Free shipping on all orders over $75 with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. You'll thank me in the morning.
The best way to protect your family from the effects of a hurricane is to make a disaster plan. In the same way you plan for your family, it's important to also make a plan for your pets. Making a pet plan ensures you know what to do for your pets when a storm threatens your community. You can locate pet-friendly shelters, find a list of supplies you may need to bring with you, and other information that can help you and your pets evacuate quickly and safely by visiting makeapetplan.com. This message is sponsored by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
And now a message from Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com.
This is Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com. I'm back. Dog days of summer are upon us. Your AC is struggling, running constantly, trying to hold the temperature, maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even doubled. Radiant Barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperatures in the attic up to 40 degrees, cutting the FPL bills up to 40%. Dog Days of Summer sale. Save 50% on Radiant Barrier and insulation removal, rat proofing, and we even do AC ducts in the heat of the summer. Act now and get $500 off Radiant Barrier over 2,000 square feet and $1,000 off over 4,000 square feet, plus a 30% federal tax credit. So call now, 954-939-1500 to save big. Call 954-939-1500 and talk to the owner, Scott. That's 954-939-1500 or CutMyKilowatts.com. Estimates given on the phone, work done in days, not weeks. Easier than ordering a pizza.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 46.
All right, and just to add to Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, you know, he joins us here on the Steve Kane Show every summer. He has been with us for over 10 years every summer, and with the Radiant Barrier. It works. It works. So give him a call. You know, you can text him as well as call Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. You call him, you text him, and he'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-939-1500. You know, that electric bill, through the roof, isn't it? Fuel costs are up, electric bills up. You will lower your electric bill and save boatloads of money. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call or text Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Okay, now, last week we were talking about the interviews that Biden did with those two black radio stations. One was in Philly, and the other one was it in Detroit? And when he did the Philly interview was when the lady interviewed him. Yeah, it was Friday's show, I'm pretty sure. And he had said that he was proud to be the first black female president under a black. It was, you know, we know what he was trying to say, but he didn't say it. And those two hosts from the two different radio stations went on CNN over the weekend and admitted that the interviews were scripted by the Biden regime. Listen.
I listened to both of them, and there's something that's similar here. You each were, you asked 4 questions, and maybe that's what you were allowed to ask by the campaign or the White House. But they were essentially the same questions, both interviews, about accomplishments, progress in your respective state, what's at stake in the election, what he has to say about his debate performance, and what he would say to voters who think their vote doesn't matter or might sit this election out. Were those questions given to you by the White House, or did you have, or the campaign, or did you have to submit questions ahead of this interview?
The questions were sent to me for approval. I approved them.
Okay, so the White House sent the questions to you ahead of the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
I got several questions, 8 of them, and the 4 that were chosen were the ones that I approved.
Okay. And the reason I ask is not a criticism of either of you. It's just that if the White House is trying now to prove the vim, vigor, acuity of the president, I don't know how they do that by sending questions first before the interview so that the president knows what's coming.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and, you know, that radio station fired that poor woman. And I feel very bad for her. She got fired after the CNN interview. You know, that's not something I would do. You know, we don't do a lot of interviews. When we do interviews, there's special interviews on this program. And over the years, there have been people that have asked for questions in advance. Sometimes they've sent us questions. We don't do those kind of interviews. And no one with any credibility really does. You say, no, we don't share the questions. And it's not that we're hiding. I mean, when you have somebody on, I think it's pretty obvious what some of the topics are going to be. But we just don't do those types of interviews. Very few people do, but more do them than you would think. Because there was all that discussion last week with Jean-Pierre in one of the White House press briefings prior to the Stephanopoulos interview. And the NBC reporter was asking if Biden will be doing unscripted interviews. And that was, and they had this whole discussion about scripted and unscripted interviews. And I talked about this last week. I've never heard such an open discussion of scripted interviews. What's that about? And she says, well, he's done X number of unscripted interviews. Well, how many has he done that's scripted? So this interview we did on the radio station where he blew it was with a scripted interview. And the radio station fired this woman. And I feel very bad for her. This is the woman from WURD. And this is on Twitter. The host who interviewed Biden on a Philly radio station, WURD, and later admitted the questions were scripted on CNN, has been fired. In a statement, WURD in Philadelphia said this, quote, the practice of delegitimizing black voices continues today. WURD radio is not a mouthpiece for the Biden or any other administration. End of quote. Yes. I feel bad for this woman. You know, this woman, I heard of her the first time the other day after this interview flub happened. She is an unknown person, and if you saw her on CNN from that clip I played, she's not a very confident woman. She's not famous. She's not well known. She's trying to get well known. She gets a call from the White House. If she'd interview the President of the United States, they send her 8 questions. She picked 4 of the 8 that she wanted to go with. She didn't realize what she was doing, right? She did not realize what she was doing. And, liberals continue just to destroy the lives of African Americans. And boom, this woman, she's going to face a lot of problems because of that. Not just because she lost this job, she's lost a lot of credibility. Her station didn't stand by her. And let me tell you something. The radio station was well aware of this, okay? The radio station, I promise you, this WURD, was involved in every step. They had the President of the United States on their air, which is a big deal for that radio station. Everybody in the building knew what was going on. They probably didn't even go through her to set up the interview. It was probably set up through the radio station. But even if it was through her, everyone knew that they gave her 8 questions and she chose 4. And then they go against her on this. I feel very bad for this woman, even though she's a liberal and she did what she did. Somebody makes a very minor mistake. This is a minor mistake she made. And they fired her. See, I don't think that's why they fired her. That interview was pre-recorded. Okay? I think she was fired at the direction of the White House or of somebody in Biden's inner circle directly. Because that interview that was pre-recorded, when it went out, was the one I played several times on Friday. I'm not going to play it now. I played it a lot on Friday's show. You know what it is, the one where he says he's proud to be the first black female vice president and all that nonsense. She's being punished because Biden looked bad. The Bidens had this woman fired because he looked bad. He wasn't supposed to look bad. They had the questions in advance because he had practiced the Q&A, probably had them written in front of him, but since it was pre-recorded, it was edited, and they think that she should have edited that interview so Biden didn't look bad. Where's Renee from Harlem defending this black woman who the Bidens just got rid of? Took her livelihood away. It's not her fault Biden looked bad. It's Biden's fault he looked bad. It's Hunter and Jill's fault that he looked bad. It's Obama's fault, not her. If she would have done this interview and then they did an edit where they cleaned it up, which would have been a very difficult thing to do with as much as he flubbed up, they could have cut out that whole section. But if they would have edited that interview and cleaned it up where he sounded with it, and then it came out that it was scripted, she'd still be employed. I don't know how they brought the force down on her, but that came from the upper levels at the White House. No doubt about it to me. You know, even in that scripted interview, she exposed Biden, right? For being mentally unfit for anything. He can't even have a scripted, planned, rehearsed conversation with someone. She's being fired because Biden looked bad, and they're blaming her for it. You know, it's really sad. You know, politics is such a terrible thing, isn't it? It really is. And, you know, the Bidens and the Democrats just destroy people's lives, and they don't care. And when I saw that woman on CNN, where this was before I knew she had been fired. It was because it was after the CNN interview that she got fired. And I saw how nervous she was to be on CNN, and she admitted, you know, she told the truth. You got to give her, she didn't have to go and tell the truth about that interview being scripted. It is, you know, every day I get PR people emailing me to do interviews with different people. Sometimes politicians, sometimes people that do all kinds of things. And in a press release, they always give you a list almost every time of questions, possible questions. Okay? All the time. This is almost 100% of the time. That doesn't mean you go by the questions. You know, sometimes we'll have people on that are very well-known conservatives that are promoting a book, and their press agent will contact me. They'll send me a press release and form about the book and the author. And oftentimes, with top conservatives, there's a list of questions. I never would ask those questions, but there's a list of questions. That is the norm for interviews when you're dealing with press departments, PR departments. It is, and I'll tell you this: when they talk about this today, they're going to tell you, "I would never." But I'm curious to see if any of them admit that when press agents go to schedule interviews, they do send out questions almost every time. And sometimes the questions are always self-serving. You'd be embarrassed to ask them. I think the main purpose of the questions isn't necessarily to ask those questions, but to jog, your mind a little bit, to start thinking about some things that are relevant to whatever it is they're promoting. Most people that do interviews, whether it's radio, television, whatever, they're promoting something, right? Like actors promoting the movie, they're promoting something. So they want you to ask things that involve the book. This idea that it is so unusual to get a list of questions, Now, it's unusual to use the list of questions, no doubt about that. But all of the PR people send out questions almost every time. Maybe I got to start keeping some of the press releases I get. I get them all the time. I just delete them. I'm not really too interested in them. But maybe I'll go through some today. I don't have my email. I get the press releases on my computer here at the radio station. But on my computer at home, I do. Maybe I'll go through some of the old ones if I haven't deleted them all from recent weeks and talk about it. But if I don't have them, you can take my word for it. And I'll keep some in the future if it ever becomes relevant again, and we'll talk about it. But this poor woman, don't believe that the radio station fired her. The Bidens had this black woman fired. Okay? All right. It's just this time that we're in is just an awful time. The people that are running this country right now, Joe and Hunter, and are just evil, evil people. Let's take our last break of the second hour. My name is Brian. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
To celebrate all my special occasions, Cafe Chardonnay is the place that I choose. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Dining at Cafe Chardonnay turns any ordinary evening into a special occasion. For over 30 years, owners Frank and Gigi have created a restaurant with a unique atmosphere, elegant yet warm and friendly. Cafe Chardonnay features today's freshest local farm produce and seafood just caught from the ocean. Cafe Chardonnay partners with nearby farmers, ranchers, and fishermen to provide the highest quality ingredients, and Chef Frank's talent combines these fresh ingredients to create delicious, novel, exciting dishes.
Make every evening a celebration at Cafe Chardonnay, located in Palm Beach Gardens on the corner of PGA Boulevard and Military Trail. Call 561-627-2662, 561-627-2662, online at cafechardonnay.com.
And be sure to enjoy a glass of wine from Cafe Chardonnay's legendary wine cellar.
Attention seniors, are you not happy with your current Medicare plan? If not, give Debbie at I Will Advisors a call. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080. There are 5-star rated plans that you can enroll in the middle of the year. That's right, you don't have to wait for open enrollment. Debbie and her family have been taking care of Steve Kane Show listeners since 1993. Debbie even handles Steve Kane's Medicare. So if you're not happy with your current Medicare plan, give Debbie a call right now and go over the options. 954-753-8080. Debbie can help you no matter where you're located in the state of Florida. 954-753-8080. And online, iwilladvisors.com.
At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching. Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642.
South Florida, are you ready to be a part of history? Fort Lauderdale United FC is bringing women's professional soccer here. For more information, visit ftlutd.com.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
Oh, man, it gets worse. I'm going to go through some of these. The government has been off for a week for the 4th of July, okay? Congress is back today. The government's back today. And this is the week that if they're going to do something, they're going to do something, because we got the Republican convention coming up. And by the way, it came out yesterday. President Trump is going to announce at the convention who the nominee is going to be. Before we get into all of that, though, I want to talk about this new MyPillow mattress topper. I've been sleeping on the MyPillow mattress topper for years. It will change the way you sleep. I get very little sleep. I don't have time to sleep. But that little bit of sleep I get is well-rested, full REM sleep because I've got the Pillow mattress topper. This new My Pillow mattress topper is the most incredible deal you've ever gotten on Mike Lindell's mattress toppers before. Okay, now this is with the promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at mypillow.com. It is the My Mattress Topper. Here's the deal. It's amazing. By the way, it comes in every mattress size from twin all the way up to king, California king, even split king, RV queen, and every size in between. So it comes in every mattress size, the new My Pillow mattress topper. But no matter what size mattress topper you get for your bed, you get $100 off, free shipping, a money-back guarantee, a 10-year warranty, and a free set of My Pillow sheets. And the sheets, you get to decide the color and the pattern and all of that. Okay? I mean, this is an amazing deal. So $100 off, free shipping, free My Pillow sheets. It's crazy. A money-back guarantee, and a 10-year warranty with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. You've got nothing to lose other than sleepless, restless nights. That's all you're going to lose. This is an amazing deal. I don't know how long this deal will last. This is their brand new mattress topper. So this is the My Mattress Topper. You can also order on the phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. I don't want to get sidetracked on this other stuff too much, but I do want to mention, what's happened in France and England over the last few days. Just the Conservatives lost both places. This is 100% because of illegal immigration in both of those countries, okay? Now, their illegals are different than our illegals in that they're almost 100% Muslim. There's been an Islamic takeover of England and France. And you may have seen this video on Twitter or X. Why did Elon Musk do that? I like Elon Musk, but why do you have to do all that? There's a mayor of a small village in England, and they showed this guy, and he looks like one of the Ayatollahs in Iran. I couldn't believe. There's been an Islamic takeover of both countries. And, all this talk of concern about Putin and Russia and the NATO countries, the greatest threat to NATO, we're seeing it in England and France, which are NATO members. Both of these countries have been conquered by illegal Islamic invaders. And there's no turning back. England's a tiny little country. It's lost. It is lost. All right? That's it. It's lost. It's been completely conquered. France, their election system over there is very confusing. I don't quite understand it. I don't think anybody does. But it's an impossibility for the French people to take back their country with what's just happened there. Both of those countries have been conquered. So how can you tell us that we need to be worried about Ukraine? I was watching yesterday. I tell you guys all the time, if you want to know what's going on in Ukraine, watch Pavlo from Ukraine on YouTube. He's a young 20-something-year-old guy and a vlogger, a YouTuber in Ukraine. I found him when the war broke out. He did a live stream yesterday. He was in Kyiv celebrating his birthday, and I watched it. He walked around the entire city. It looked like a beautiful paradise. There was no signs of war. Everyone's having a great time. They should have a great time. They're all taken care of financially with our hard work and tax money. No signs of war. But 2 NATO countries just this week have fallen. France and the UK. Totally conquered. And that's what Obama is trying to do here. Now, we're a much bigger country with a much larger population. There's a story out of Canada that this is insane. We already have in the squad a small version of this with Talib and Ilhan Omar. Did you see this story with KFC in Canada? KFC Canada has implemented a halal-only chicken policy in Ontario, and they've banned pork in a nod to Islamic practices. This is in Canada. KFC Canada announced that all of its Ontario locations will exclusively serve halal certified chicken. What is halal certified? Did they have to have an imam come in and bless it? I don't know. And will cease offering pork. This is nuts. The founder and chairman of Act for America, grassroots movement dedicated to preserving America's culture, sovereignty, and security, expressed concern over this development. Yeah, though they should be concerned. Halal is an Arabic word that means lawful or permitted. That's very strange. Halal meat is meat from animals that are permissible according to Islamic law and have been sacrificed following Islamic ritual. The process of obtaining halal meat involves specific guidelines. The animal must be removed from the herd. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but I know some people may say, well, you know what? What about kosher? During the Jewish holiday season, you go to Publix and you buy Coke products or Pepsi, it's kosher. They'll have a little K on the cap or something. There's a lot of things that are kosher that you wouldn't realize. Now, I didn't see this when I was a kid in Ohio. I didn't see this till I moved to South Florida because there aren't very many Jews in Ohio, okay? But there's a large Jewish population in Florida, and that's when I first started seeing kosher stuff. All that means is the rabbi comes in and blesses the Coke or Pepsi, whatever the other things are. There's no rituals involved. But the United States and Canada, Judeo-Christian countries. Now, Canada is a bigger country than we are in land size, but most of it is, the North Pole. Their population is 10% of ours. And I don't usually get myself too concerned about what's going on in other countries because our country is on the verge of collapse as we know it. But this is what's frightening to me, okay? You see what happened in England. We saw what happened in France with the Islamic takeover. You see KFC Canada do this, and you may say, well, that's Canada. Canada, I want you to think about this. 80% of the Canadian population live within 150 miles of the U.S. border. Okay? So that's pretty tight. 80% of the Canadian population live within about 150 miles of the U.S. border. So you look at some of those border areas in this country to Canada, like in Michigan, and there's a lot of look at the Islamic takeover in some of these northern cities along the Canadian border. I mean, I knew a guy who lived in Michigan and worked at a radio station in Canada. Okay, there's a lot of crossover in those areas there. It's not an accident that this is happening in Canada along the U.S. border where there's large Islamic populations. And we saw what happened in October after these god-awful events happened in Israel when Hamas attacked, we saw how many Muslims Obama has brought here and how active they are. And, you see what's going on with KFC. What's next? I mean, if they have such a large Islamic population that they have to make a change like that to their menu at KFC, it must all be Islamic certified chicken and no more pork, and it's along the U.S. border in areas where there's large Islamic populations in this country, we're in trouble. It may take a lot longer to overtake. The new invasion isn't with tanks. That's why, you don't see Putin really on the move. The takeover now is through illegal immigration, both in this country and in Europe. And, I saw the lady in France talking in the news this morning, and she blamed illegal immigration on the current situation in France. Illegal immigration was used by the globalists to transform France into what it is. And England had a similar thing, okay, with all those wackadoodle EU policies that they had in England in Europe for all those years. You don't need a passport to go through countries. So it's been all this illegal immigration, and I want you to think about this. In Europe, France and England have been our closest allies forever, and they fall into the Islamic revolution here. We see this story in Canada. We see what's happened in this country. It may take longer to happen here, but it's happening. And this is one of the reasons it's so important to defeat Obama and his move right now to maintain control of the Democrat Party, because Obama is trying to maintain control of the Democrat Party by getting rid of Biden so that he can complete his mission of this Islamic transformation. And like in France, we have a major illegal immigration problem at the southern border. It's the same people, the same globalists in Europe are the globalists here. The deep state in France and England is the same deep state here. They're doing to this country in different ways what they've done to France and England. And we see it. It's got to be stopped. It's got to be stopped. These are very frightening times. 2 hours down, 1 to go. I know, I'm sorry, not a lot of bright news today other than Trump's winning. But this is what's in the news, and we got to deal with it. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Our number, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning from the True Oldies Weather Center. I'm Mike the Board Op. It is July 8th, 2024, and it's going to be a scorcher one today. The highest being 91 degrees and the lowest in the 80s. Try to stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a good rest of the Monday morning.
And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
95 southbound, slowdowns past Lantana, Turnpike southbound, delays past Lake Worth Road. Heads up for a crash in West Palm, Banyan Boulevard at Dixie Highway, and construction Banyan Boulevard between Dixie Highway and Olive Avenue. This traffic update is sponsored by Lowe's. Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. Right now, make your garden pop for summer with savings on Miracle Grow 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii, while supplies last. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Palm Beach Kennel Club offers exciting OTB action from top horse tracks around the country, including Saratoga Racetrack, starting this week. Visit our incredible paddock restaurant with over 140 new HD TVs, big screens, exceptional dining, and full bar. And check out the upcoming dinner shows, including Brat Pack Now, August 23rd, plus the Pure Zeppelin Experience, October 11th, Let It Be, November 8th, and more. Go to ppkennelclub.com.
It's time to save more and savor more on unforgettable cruise vacations with Margaritaville at Sea. Upgrade your summer plans with free stateroom upgrades. Plus, buy one, get one guest fares on Bahamas and Caribbean cruises through 2025. Grab your best mate and get ready for unforgettable journeys filled with handcrafted cocktails, jaw-dropping entertainment, and deep blue ocean views. Now sailing easy breezy getaways from Palm Beach and Tampa Bay. Your upgraded adventure awaits on board Margaritaville at Sea. Claim your license to chill and this limited time free upgrade offer at margaritavilleatsea.com.
Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours at one of those big labs. That's why I go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for all.
Steve Kane Show.
Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed
Hold on.
to be the lowest on lab work you'll find.
I'm waiting for one of our sponsors to call in.
Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only 2 advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call Any Lab Test Now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio. Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire in Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road. Because
We'll be back right after this, guys.
charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. We are back. 1-888-465-2631 is our number. Back from, well, I guess, I was surprised how many people were off on Friday. When I left the radio station on Friday, there were fewer cars on the road Friday than on the 4th of July. I was in shock. This thing called holidays, I'm not too familiar with that. If you've just tuned in, today's show has been one of the most frightening shows in a long time because of the situation with Biden. And I was talking earlier, Comer's committee, the House Oversight Committee, are commanding Biden's doctor to testify in front of the committee. The doctor that's been signing off that Biden is okay, his White House doctor, who's been having secret meetings with a Parkinson's specialist at the White House, is involved in financial shady business with Joe's brother James. The doctor, the White House doctor, is involved in some type of very bizarre financial business dealings with James Biden. And this came to light with Comer, probably leaked to him by Democrats that are trying to undermine Biden. This is insane. This guy here, not only is he facing possible financial crimes, but I would think his medical license may be at risk. He's obviously a doctor who's on the take. He's like those pain clinic doctors. Why would Biden have his personal White House physician involved in business dealings with his brother? I have never known a single person in my life to have business dealings with their doctor. Have you ever had business dealings with your doctor other than paying them for the visit? The corruption that's going on here is at a level we've never experienced. All right, let's go back to it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you going? Where are you calling from? Oh boy, it's one of those. Yes, you're on the air.
And over the from New York.
Hey, B.
Over the weekend, a video was shown of Biden greeting an audience, apparently after he spoke. And in the first row, there's this lovely black young woman of high school age. She had a sign saying Biden and Harris.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, what was reported, this beautiful gal had been up on the 8th row, and I think she was brought down by the Biden committee to the first row. Now, regardless of his condition, and it shows a lot of what you really are like inside, he started down the first row, greeting everybody, shaking hands, hugging. He came to our beautiful black girl. Her eyes were full of joy. And you know what he did? He bypassed her. He went right by her like she was nothing. And he went to the older woman next to him, who actually shoved the gal out of the way a little bit. And I think Biden did himself when he spoke to this older woman.
Yeah, I saw that. That was in Wisconsin. It was. I saw this over the weekend. This girl was so excited to be there to meet Biden, and he just totally ignored her. I know, it was sad.
And that's got to be brought out. I hope President Trump has seen that, and it's just a sign of how the politicians are working. He could have cared less about that beautiful girl.
Well, Trump has a rally in Miami tomorrow. It'd be nice to see that girl invited to the Trump rally, wouldn't it?
I agree. She was devastated
Brian, as you could see, her eyes.
Well, what do you think happened with Biden there?
What happened to Biden?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's been going down for the past 3-4 years, and in my family, I'm inclined to be the political nut,
Mm-hmm.
because I pay attention to everything. And all I can say is I am not surprised, and everything I hear, these politicians have put everything to the side because of power and wealth, and he's definitely.
Well, the girl in this video, I saw this over the weekend. I feel so bad for the girl, not just because Biden ignored her and talked to everybody around her, but it's gone viral all over the world in the news. The entire global media has been carrying it, and I feel bad for the girl, right? I mean, how humiliating for her. This is.
Yes, she was humiliated, and the thing is, all good things will come out of this for her.
The thing about that girl is, if you look at that video, she was surrounded, it looked like to me, by all white people. And if you notice what Biden's been doing, he's been doing all this outreach to blacks for some reason, right? The black radio interviews, the black church. And the girl was placed there because she was black. They wanted to have a moment of him talking to a black girl for some reason. They're doing almost 100% outreach to blacks. And he blew the scripted moment. It was another moment of his dementia.
Yes, but you know what? Action speaks for itself. That is proof of how he and a lot of them think.
Mm-hmm.
To our black voters out there and our black listeners, as well as our white, those that call into you, telling you are a racist and so forth, they better open their eyes to what's going on.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. You made some good points. I'm glad you brought that up because I'd forgotten about that. President Trump's rally is in Doral in Miami tomorrow. It is. If you can go, you should go. The gates open, I've been told, at 2 p.m. tomorrow. You want to go early because driving down to Miami later in the day is a nightmare. Okay, so if you get down there early, the traffic won't be as bad. Okay. They were promoting on Friday that Biden was having a rally in Wisconsin. They very specifically said rally, rally, rally. And I watched it, and it was not a rally, okay? Biden was in a middle school gym. Everyone was pushed together into just maybe half a dozen rows and then boxed in. And they had the cameras set up in a way where you only saw a few pieces of it. Okay, and some people that were there in the media took photographs from where the media were and posted them on social media. There was a couple dozen people there. I mean, it was really just a small group of people. But I watched the speech, and it was the first time, really, I had gone out of my way to watch and listen to a Biden speech because of all the talk with his cognitive decline. And he was about 3/4 of an hour late. And he spoke for 12 minutes, something like it was a very short amount of time. And he ended right before 3 p.m. Central Time because it was in Wisconsin. And I didn't see the media pick up on this because Biden's on East Coast time. He ended minutes before the 4 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. And immediately showed up about an hour late, spoke for about 12 minutes, and I don't think that's an exaggeration. If he spoke longer than that, it wasn't much longer. And he ended the speech before that 4 o'clock hour when that sundown syndrome kicks in that we've been hearing about. And I was surprised that no one in the media pointed that out. It was to me, it was like Cinderella. At 4 p.m., he's going to turn into, someone with the mind of a pumpkin. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, yes, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. You and that lady who just called in, y'all a bunch of crap. Up here talking about black people need to wake up.
Yes.
No race. Yeah, you're a racist. You're a racist, Brian. I'm telling you straight.
Really? Okay, I'll ask you. I ask this question every time I'm accused of this. Can you give me an example of my racism?
Example of your racism?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Let me see. Let me see how many times you called Kamala Harris incompetent. Let me see how many times.
That's not racist. That's not racist. No. She's incompetent. She's incompetent.
How about when you try and change the story about Emmett Till and about Calvin Bryant? How about that? That was racist what you did.
What did I do about Emmett Till?
What you said about Emmett Till, about Calvin Bryant coming out there playing about.
What did I say about Emmett Till?
Claiming Emmett Till was whistled at her.
No, I didn't claim that. No, I did not. You're making stuff up now. You're making stuff up now. I was thinking about, you called in the other day, and after your call, I had a thought about you. And I'm going to, oh yeah. Well, I don't care what you think about me, but I'm going to tell you what my thought is about you. I don't, whatever, okay. I don't think you're black. Oh, he didn't deny it. And the reason I don't think you're black is because of this very stereotypical way of talking that you're doing. If you are black, you're probably a very well-educated person who pretends to sound like you sound. There's something off about you. You're not real. And so far as this Emmett Till whistle, that's what the Klansman said that he did to the one lady, okay, whistled at her. I've always said that was not true, that the Klan killed Emmett Till, and then they said he was hitting on white women, which is absurd that a black teenager in the 50s would be hitting on white women in the streets of the South. Now, I've always defended Emmett Till, but I don't think you're black. And I mean that. I thought that after your call the other day.
You're a racist.
Oh, see, he hasn't denied it yet. I think I caught him off guard with that. All right, take care. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that guy's really black? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, this is Queen calling from Riviera Beach.
Riviera Beach. Good morning.
Hi. Well, I just want to comment on that guy. What's your name?
You got to turn off the radio in the background. That's okay.
Beach.
Yes.
I was trying.
You still got to turn. You got to turn down the volume of whatever you're listening to me on, because of the delay.
Hello?
Yes. Yes, I know. No, turn it down. You want to turn it down.
Okay, just turn it down.
Turn the radio down. Yes, not up. Turn it down.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I get it.
Anyways, I was calling about that guy that was talking about Emmett Till, and you were talking about something else. I mean, Emmett Till had his time. We've done that, and people should be outraged at how that young girl was treated with disrespect, and you could just see the hurt in her face. Anybody with any compassion will feel sorry for a kid that was treated like that. I'm African American, and I want to say this to all the African Americans out there. You are the racist ones. You're racist toward your own. So how do you have the nerve to call somebody else racist? You need to embrace your own first, take care of your own, and then you need to look outside. But before you call anybody racist, and let me go back all the way back to when Pamela first was debating with Biden. That's the one time she told the truth. Said that President Biden was racist.
Yep. And she gave very specific examples to prove her point. But you know, the girl that Biden passed over, I really do feel bad for that girl. I don't know how old she is, 16, 17, 18. She's being, that story circulating worldwide. She's dealing with the humiliation that teenagers should not have to deal with. So her parents should keep an eye on her. But they brought her down there. The Biden campaign brought her there to be a prop so he could have a moment with a black person. And he blew right by her. And it breaks your heart because she was told she was going to get to meet the President of the United States. And it broke her heart.
Right by her because that's who he is.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't like black people.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That way all his life, and why people can't see this, I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know. By the way, I still stand by that last caller. I do not believe is a black man. The way that he talks is he talks like like buckwheat. Right? I mean, that's not real. That's not real. You know, if he's black, he does not talk that way.
My community, we're very racist toward our own. The light skin is racist toward the dark skin skin is racist toward the light skin, and that's why I brought.
You know, I went to school. Listen, I went to school I went to mostly a black school. I was the minority in my school. And I remember there was this one guy, he was black, but he was like red complexion. And I remember all the black kids in school making fun of him because he was, do you know what I'm talking about with that complexion? They would just make so much fun of him because he was red. And he was like a social outcast. You're absolutely right. There's racism in the black community over the different shades of black. That there's no doubt about it. Yeah. It's a shame.
I don't understand how they can accuse Trump of being racist when you're racist toward your own.
Well, you know, the thing with liberals, okay, if you go to a liberal white person and you call a liberal white person a racist, they fall down on the floor, they get in a fetal position, and then they beg for forgiveness and want to know how they can make you better. You know, so that's something that minorities use as a weapon, calling people racist. It doesn't work on me. I'm invincible of it because I'm confident about that I'm not. You know, but it doesn't work on me. Hey, listen, welcome to the show, Riviera Beach. I got to run. I'm late for the break, but take care. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hi, I'm Constance. We love our Florida sunshine, but our house, definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year.
What do you guys think about that caller? I really do not think he's black. What do you guys think? Do you think he's black?
Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
Just because you're
Yes or no?
older doesn't mean you have to feel older. This is Brian Craig, and I want to tell you about my anti-aging doctor, Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation West Delray, and hormone replacement pellet therapy. Hormone replacement
Oh no.
therapy is all natural.
It's borderline seminar caller.
You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause. Mood swings gone, night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet them, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet them again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez. You tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Have you been to Chowderheads in Jupiter yet? If you're looking for the best seafood in town, you have to try Chowderheads. You'll love their authentic New England seafood.
Gosh darn it. There we go. I'm answering DM. I try to answer as many of your DMs as I possibly can, guys. I really do. I'm sorry I don't get to answer all of them. But I try. And sometimes during the break, I do. And that's what I'm doing now.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail.
Were you able to find that file I sent you with the presets? Did you find that file with the presets that oh, okay, you got okay. Then I won't send them to you.
561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True Oldies FLA.
All right, 24 minutes after the hour. It is the Monday after the 4th of July. People are back to work. This is a tough day for a lot of people because a lot of you probably are still hungover. I didn't have any alcohol. I didn't watch any fireworks. Nothing. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. How are you today?
I
just wanted to second your opinion of Kamala Harris. She's our border czar, and in 3.5 years in office, he just doesn't seem to be able to locate exactly where our southern border is. I think the closest she's gotten to it is maybe within 100 miles near Brownsville, Texas, or something like that. Just because you have voice and opinion that she's incompetent doesn't mean that you're a racist or anything.
No, of course not.
Of someone who now looks like is going to be taking the lead as far as being possibly the next president.
Listen, we know how she got where she is. She was Willie Brown's girlfriend. I mean, we know how she got where she is, and it's certainly not competent. I'm surprised because I saw some photographs over the weekend of her online of when with Willie Brown, and she used to date Montel Williams. And she was not good looking when she was young. She's very strange looking, isn't she? I don't think she was ever attractive.
But she was on with Montel Williams and Willie Brown and that, and she was a district attorney, I think, in San Francisco.
Yeah.
How are you the border czar and you've never visited the border?
Yeah.
This catastrophe we have there, a human catastrophe, and people coming in here illegally
this is a thing that a lot of liberals do. To say someone's in, like I give you an example. Trump said yesterday that he's going to announce his VP pick, the nominating night at the convention. Right? It may leak out before. I'd love it to be Byron Donalds. I love Byron Donalds. I think he's awesome. I don't know if it's going to be. We're really beyond these racial divisions in this country, but the left always try to bring us back to it.
Well, that's the game plan. If you're not a racist or you say something that somebody's incompetent, it's a valid observation. No, we can't have that. But the people now in this country realize this game that we're getting from the Democratic Party, and that even it looks like Biden's doctor's corrupted too. This is
well, there's a couple of things. Some of it's from Loomer. There was Laura Loomer had some incredible reporting over the weekend. Okay, there was a report that there was a medical emergency with the president Friday on Air Force One. Everyone said that's been debunked. Loomer still stands by that reporting, but she came out with a story shortly after that has not made it to the mainstream press that I've seen. Maybe you've seen it, but Biden's doctor at the White House. This isn't the new scandal. Biden's, he's no Ronnie Jackson. Biden's private doctor that's been signing off on his mental health has been found to be involved in a very large, very shady financial dealings with Joe's brother, James Biden. But what Laura Loomer exposed over the weekend that blew my mind is Biden's White House doctor has had multiple meetings with a Parkinson's expert at the White House, and they've been getting this guy into the White House under the radar by making him a donor. He's donated like $1,200, which is not a lot of money to get a White House invite. So that he gets to the White House on the donor list, not the visitor log, so people don't really see what he is.
Is a subterfuge or just hiding stuff, and You know, I think that people have had enough of this.
Yes.
The thing that Laura Loomer broke on the emergency on board the plane and that is something that would really resonate if they can get more.
Well, let me tell you, what I was watching on Friday night, I was waiting for I was watching the Stephanopoulos interview. And during that, I want to say it was Monica Crowley. If it wasn't Crowley, someone correct me. But on Twitter, she had tweeted, there's a report that there's a medical emergency with the president on Air Force One as it arrived in Wisconsin. The press have been taken away from presidential access. And this was during the interview, and I started flipping around. No one was reporting it. And I said to my wife, I said, my God, I hope he's okay. My immediate thought is, I hope Biden's okay, And then by the end of the hour, Crawley and all the rest said it's not true. Laura Loomer still stands by it. Now, I'm not trying to be funny with this, but a medical emergency where they removed the press could be that he had a bathroom accident in his pants, and they didn't want the press to see him that way. So
that on the shores of Normandy, I guess.
That's exactly right. Loomer said, not only is Loomer sticking by the story, and remember, Laura Loomer I have never known Loomer to report something and retract it or correct it. She's always been right. She has incredible sources. She's so well connected. I don't take. You haven't seen me in a photograph with Laura, and I've been friends with her for years because, there's always, every time I'm with her, I see people following her. And they're really weirdos, and I don't want those people to have pictures of me with her because I don't know what they're going to do. But she has very good sources, and people follow. It's very strange. But she said, she went on to say that not only does she stick by the reporting even this morning, she said there was a major division among the senior Biden staff over how to handle this health issue, this health emergency. Yes, and this was all Friday night.
That sounds like it's got legs to it.
There's something to it. I think it was probably the bathroom accident again, because they did see. It was reported that the press saw him exit Air Force One later. That he walked off Air Force One later, and even down the big boy stairs. So that's yeah. All right, hey, yeah.
Podcasts I do have yours, Bob, but you and Kathy are very good on the air together, and Kathy is really sharp.
Oh yeah, that's.
Commentator, and they do two of you together. Terrific podcast, very good.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. The Brian Craig Show podcast on all podcast platforms. Kathy is my wife. I co-host the podcast with. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for safety.
Now, guys, I just pinned the link to Laporta Roofing to the top of the chat. So, yeah. So, if you need any roof work done, call Tom Laporta at Laporta Roofing. He's been with us here on the show for many, many years. And you know Tom Laporta. He's a good MAGA guy, and he will never sell you a roof you do not need. If you just need a simple repair, he'll do it. He covers a huge area here in Florida, too, from Jupiter to Miami, from Tampa to Naples, and everywhere in between. And he works with every type of roofing material there is, and also on every type of structure. Single-family homes, municipal buildings, schools, warehouses, churches, whatever type of structure you have, he can handle the job. And if you're watching live, you can see the link pinned to the top of the chat, but it's also in the description of the video, LaportaRoofing.com, LaportaRoofing.com, or call him or text 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And remember, that number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. And this is a big company, and you're getting the owner directly on the phone. That's amazing. No switchboard, no appointment setter, No receptionist, no office girl. You get the owner, Tom Laporta, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Give him a call or text him. All right, he'll take good care of you. I know he's taking care of a lot of you already. If you're on hold, hang in there, guys.
All the way up to the neck.
Dr. Appleton is a chiropractic physician, and with the laser away pain system, there's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
The Greater South Florida Chamber Business Expo Health Fair and City Festival happens Wednesday, July 10th from 9:30 to 2:30 at the South County Civic Center in Delray Beach. Get healthy, get educated, and have fun. Your friends from the True Oldies channel will be there from 11 to 1 with raffles, giveaways, and so much more. Come out and say hi. It's the Greater South Florida Chamber Business Expo Health Fair and City Festival. Wednesday, July 10th, 9:30 to 2:30 at the South County Civic Center, 16700 Jog Road in Delray Beach. Learn more at GreaterSouthFloridaChamber.com.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. With a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million, Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do. Typical deposits other contractors want are 1/3 of the contract. If your job is $30,000, that's a $10,000 deposit. If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000. What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get a permit, and HOAs, much longer. If they need money for the materials, they don't have credit with the suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof you don't need. Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1988, and his services cover the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Are you exhausted after work with no energy left in the tank to give your family? Are you having a midday crash on a daily basis? Women, are menopause symptoms like hot flashes, anxiety, and depression making your daily life feel far more difficult than it should? Men, do you feel like you are aging far beyond what you should? Is your sexual life and relationships suffering because of disappointments in the bedroom? Then take action and let our medical team at Lighthouse Medical Center help you stop the symptoms that are holding you back. We use all-natural hormone optimization therapies with precision technology to help solve your problematic symptoms. Our family-owned practice has had the honor of serving our South Florida community for over 71 years. Call us right now and let our medical team get you optimized and feeling the way that you should. Life is too short to be running at less than 100%. You and your family deserve the best version of you. Call us at 754-222-6642 or visit us at lighthousemedicalcenter.com to schedule your consultation today.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years.
All right, we are back. 37 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number 1-888-465-2631. The show has flown by. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? It sounds like you, yes.
Good morning. Hey, IB. Good morning,
Hey, IB, what's up?
Yes or no? Do you remember when we didn't let Al DeJohn call into the show at a particular time? Remember that, yes or no?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, well, the first callers in the audience, they need to spread their calls out because to me it's getting too predictable. I can place a bet in Vegas who's going to call. I don't want to hear Mr. Rogers changing his shoes and putting on the sweater or Duck Goose. I wish some of you guys know who you are. Change it up, okay? Different hours and so.
I do. You often hear me tell callers that. Don't call at the same time. Spread your calls around. Yes, exactly.
I want them to they know who they are. Barbara from Baltimore, I complimented her a couple of weeks ago having the best call of the week. I keep it in a log in my head who makes the best call, and Richie does take it out of the ballpark, like she said. He makes a lot of sense. Now, Brian just told you guys France and England basically has been conquered. And
Yes.
I'm telling you guys all along, they want to subjugate us. Why do you think our borders the border gates are open and we're getting flooded? Keep in mind, some of these people are from Somalia and the Congo. We got over 130.
Well, like Labour winning in the UK, they won because of the Islamic vote, just like in France. Okay, Conservatives lost in France because of the Islamic vote. They're doing it here in a different way, but it's the same. It's the same process.
And you made the good point, because they need masses. They need masses. They were a bigger country. They can't take over little France. I mean, they could take over little France or little Britain, but America is bigger, so more people need to come in to sway who is already through the vote.
Yep.
Now, Islam means submit. In order to submit, you must be everywhere in the world. That means in every country, in every state. It's happening. You people need to really wake up. JJ from Mass says it. Ronald Reagan used the joke. The Democrat kitten, the Republican kitten. The Republican kitten has its eyes open. Democrats like Renee in Harlem, eyes will always be closed.
Well, I wouldn't give Renee so much credit, but the Democrats, the leadership of the Democrats, they just have all made deals with the devil. All they care about is their money. They all make big money off of their government selling out of this country. People like Donald Trump make their money in business. Democrats make their money by selling out the country. That's just the way it is. I mean, and some Republicans too, over the years. There's no doubt about it. But that's lifetime government people. The product they have to sell is America, and they sell us out. That's it.
I also want to compliment Big Ronnie from West Palm Beach and Nick from Baltimore, because I use so many words sometimes. What goes around comes around, and what comes around bites you in the butt. So those very important calls last week, Thursday and Friday. Now look what's in the front of us. They're getting bit in the butt big time because of their meaning. I use the word variables. They cannot account for variables. It means they can't predict the future.
Yes. All right. Yeah, you're right. Very, very good call. You made some good points, especially about callers spacing their calls out. I agree with that. That's, you hear me tell that to callers all the time. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Richard from Pompano.
Hey, Richard.
Okay, I just want to say I made a note this time because I can't memorize the things sometimes. I was watching a station called. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, heard a clip. One America News.
Yeah, One American News. They've been around for years. Yeah, they've been around for years.
Okay, well, they're pro-Trump, and I watch them every now and then. And they had two men talking, like a mini debate. And the one favoring the Democrats said, the House will be voting very soon that you must be an American citizen. I guess a new bill he's talking about. And right now, Illinois, Maine, and...
You must be an American citizen for what?
To vote.
Well, that's already the law. That's already, you have to be a U.S. citizen to vote. That is, yeah.
The illegals are trying to vote, whatever. Okay. So right now, Illinois, Maine, and Washington State have already running ads. They're all Democrats. Saying any non-citizen may vote. Just fill out your form.
Well, Laura Trump, who heads up the RNC, I've heard her talk about this a lot. They are monitoring this. They have more poll watchers than the Republicans have ever had. And anything like that, they're going to report. I'm not worried about any of that. Listen, okay, we'll get to it.
Where am I now?
Oh, sorry. I throw you. Oh, you wrote this down. I forgot. You lost your place. Okay.
The Democratic guy, said this and other ways the Democrats will cheat.
No, it's not. That is not a problem. I'll tell you why it's not a problem. The Democrats are in complete disarray. They have no machine. Whenever they settle on who a candidate is, no matter who it is, if it's Biden, if it's Kamala, if it's Newsom, whoever it is, There's going to be division among the Democrat leadership. There's division among the party nationwide. The Democrat machine is not operative, you know. And as I was talking to a caller about an hour ago, this talk, all you do with that is discourage turnout. People get busy. They don't have time. What's the point? That's why you don't hear me talking about that. You discourage our turnout. Listen, I gotta run. If you didn't get to the rest of your statement, next call, okay? All right. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the first gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how are the metals starting off?
Metals starting off on a little bit of profit taking after Friday's big gains. Gold gaining on Friday, $32.60, closing out the week at $2,388.60 the ounce, getting up almost to $2,400 last week. Silver closed up 69 cents on Friday at $31.06 the ounce, while platinum gained $30 at $1,028, and palladium was up $11 at $1,024. As I said, a little profit taking we're seeing this morning on gold, down $19.60 right now, currently at $23.69. Silver down 6 cents at $31. Platinum down $23 at $1,005. And palladium down $14 at $1,010 the ounce. So the metals are still doing good, trading at higher levels, and giving us a little bit of a buying opportunity.
Yeah, that's right. And, last week was a holiday week for a lot of people, and we covered a lot of things with William Youngerman on the metals last week, and I'll bring some of them up again later this week. But right now, today, gold's on sale, and you were telling me on Friday that if anybody has any particular favorite gold products, that they're all really priced well right now.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Susan, enjoy buying just about anything you like.
That's an amazing thing. You hear that, guys? So give William Youngerman a call. He's open at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, or stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. And you can find both William Youngerman's phone number and address on his website, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll touch base tomorrow.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, we'll be right back.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. This thing about One America, I was a big fan of One American News, and they pretty much took them off of everywhere, and I haven't watched them in a long time. But, when they first started up, or at least when they were first on my radar, was during Trump's first campaign. And they carried all the Trump rallies. And they changed ownership, and they took them off of pretty much every cable network. It's unfortunate that they're not players like they once were. I've always liked them. I don't even know what they're doing these days anymore. I have really not watched them in a long, long time, One American News. But if you have access to it, they're pretty good. You should check them out. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's JJ from Matt.
Oh, hey, JJ.
Earlier you had talked about the cheating thing that. But I think explain.
Well, you know what I'll tell you? Listen, this is what I'll tell you about that. Okay, a lot of our MAGA brothers and sisters are like recovered liberals, people that have been red-pilled, right? And like a recovering addict, they fall back sometimes on their old liberal ways, and one of them is victimhood. Right now, the Democrat Party is in such a state of chaos. They have never been so ununified ever in the history of the Democrat Party, ever. Okay? The Democrat Party hasn't been in this much trouble since the Civil War ended. Okay? In fact, they may be in more trouble today than even then because they came back to power pretty quick. Okay? That we have the most popular person ever to run for president of the United States, Donald Trump. There's never been someone this popular, and not just in the Republican Party. This is the most popular president ever. You know, George Washington, you know, he wasn't as popular as Trump. And I really, truly mean that, in that he did not have nearly as large or diverse of a percentage of the population behind him as Donald Trump has, okay? Between that and the Democrat Party in disarray, to talk about these things from 2020, which do nothing but depress the vote, seems to me to be very counterproductive. And a victim mindset, and it's like a loser mind. You know, I try to think like a winner, not some whiner. And that's what I'm hearing.
A routine, so to speak. But what happened? Magic Act is over. I mean, everybody knows the rabbit is in the hat. Everybody got to see him. A lot of people, without the filter of, you know, soundbite here, soundbite there, of him speaking perfectly, all the people that watch, let's just say, only, you know, Democrat deep state media. So they actually got to see it, and they're like, wait a minute.
But, you know, the thing about the debate, but the debate was not an accident. The debate was set up by CNN and the deep state to bring Biden down. They had made the choice. And proof of that, not just is that it happened, look at how they didn't even press Trump, Fake Tapper and Dana Bash. It was all about Biden, you know, and in the aftermath. That debate was set up to bring Biden down. So what I'm telling you is...
I'll tell you this, I don't think Joe and Jill... I mean, to me, I don't know if they'll get rid of him. I know that they're going to try real hard, but if he comes out with a pardon for his son, he's either...
Listen. When I believe, this is what I believe, okay, and I could be wrong. I believe that the Democrats in the deep state, in the CNN media, have conceded that Trump's going to win the presidency. They've accepted that. You hear them talk a lot about down ballot races. This week, it was reported over the weekend that Congress is back this week, and by the end of the week, the Democrats in Congress, and Nancy Pelosi is expected to be a part of this, are going to be calling for Biden to step down, at least from the nomination. Their whole concern now with what they call down ballot races. They have accepted Trump's victory as president, and they're trying not to lose so much in the House and the Senate. That's what's going on here. So these other things that people keep, you know, we have never been, as a Republican Party, in a better position than we're in today, ever.
Yeah,
and
I think it's important too, Brian. You know, the points you're making are valid without a doubt. But I do believe it's sort of like, you know, when you talk about something bad, you've got to just staying on that it's bad. You got to concentrate on the good. That's what you're doing. But what I'm saying is that, like in Georgia, for instance.
Yeah.
Chain of custody. There's so many good things being done because of
no. The main thing that we have is we have the Republican Party behind us now, which we didn't. The Trump's taking over the RNC is bigger than anyone realizes. The significance of that, I don't even think we can appreciate until we see them in action during the election. We are never, as a Republican Party, going to be in a position as good as we are now going into the presidential election with the top of the ticket, okay? There is never going to be another president in any of our lifetimes close to the popularity of Donald Trump. We're never going to have the opposition party trying to remove the sitting president and their nominee from the ticket. That's never going to happen again. We have a perfect... Listen, I want to win the Congress. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to sit here talking to a bunch of whiny red-pilled ex-liberals that are talking like victims when we're at the top of the game.
I'm just saying that there's been.
Yeah. Listen, I appreciate the call. I got to run. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to talk about Joe Thomas. Joe coming by this. I think Joe's going to come by in studio this week. You know, Joe Thomas is what he does is amazing. I told him, I said, you've got the best thing to offer people. It sells itself, annuities. Can you imagine? You know, you're offering something, annuities, where your investment is 100% safe. You're not going to lose your investment, and you can generate revenue in your retirement. What else do you have to say? That's it. You know, it's you know, I'm not a gambler. I don't like the stock market. I work too hard for my money to risk it. Annuities is not risking your money. Your money is safe. You're not going to lose money. That's absolutely amazing. And you get income in your retirement. That's absolutely amazing. Give Joe Thomas a call. Now, last time he was here in studio, he said that you only need $2,000 to get involved. I didn't realize it was such a small amount. When he comes by this week, I want to, if he's listening, I want to talk to him about 401ks because so many people have their money wrapped up in 401ks and they really don't like them. They don't have control over their money. It's going down. It's invested in things they don't agree with. The guy that fired them is where the 401k is, and he's making money off of their money. And Joe Thomas, without you doing anything, can take that money from your 401k and have it transferred into an annuity. All you got to do is meet with them and do a little bit of paperwork, and he takes care of all that. You don't have to call that human resources person that fired you or laid you off at your old job. But we'll talk about that when he gets here this week. But Joe Thomas is offering two things completely for free. One, free copies of his book, The Retirement Know-It-All, and free phone consultations. And remember, you can take advantage of the free phone consultations no matter where you're located in America. Here's Joe Thomas's number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website, JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. The NASDAQ is up 22%.
Yeah.
From the great city of Palm Beach Gardens. Have you purchased your Mike Huckabee guy, the Trump, yet?
Why are you slurring your words? You're going to tell me he had dental work? And, yeah, Mike, is he slurring his words? Yeah, you are. So, okay, so the NASDAQ is up. Can you tell me what Joe Biden did that's resulted in the NASDAQ being up?
Well, unemployment, 16%.
No, I'm asking, what did Biden do that has resulted in the NASDAQ being up?
The CHIPS Act created...
The CHIPS Act. Do you know why, I'm not a financial expert, but I just got a little bit of common sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I do know why the stock market's performing well. Stocks that are performing well because the financial markets are based on future economic situations. And the markets are predicting that Trump is coming back. And an era of American prosperity will be here in just a few short months. That's why the NASDAQ and other things in the stock market are doing well. Yeah, well, because the whole world was shut down because of COVID. But you know what? Your employment rate has always been 100% unemployed. You might be a financial genius because how long have we known each other? I've known you for over 30 years, and I've never known you to have a job. And that's pretty amazing. And he's gotten through life. Oh, my goodness. I understand it's the first day back from the 4th of July, and people may be tired and hungover and stuff, but every day's a holiday for that guy. But just to finish up on everything we've been talking about today, everything that is being reported is that the Democrat leadership are organizing this week for a big effort against Biden. Now, the question is, are they going to be successful? What they're talking about doing is a brokered convention. I don't know. I know this. The Bidens are pretty firm that they're going nowhere. They've already turned down multiple offers. They're going to make them a final offer, and then they're going to make their move. But Biden's position is that he won the primaries, he's got the delegates, he's got the people behind him, and he ain't going anywhere. You know, for them to step down, even from the nomination alone, is a major humiliation. Major humiliation. You know how hard it was for Richard Nixon to resign and go away? It's a major humiliation. Not just the loss of power and prestige and the money that they're stealing off the government. It's embarrassing. You know, it's a hard thing to get people to do. And everything I've seen from the Bidens over the weekend, even though the situation has gotten more and more dire each day, every time there's a notification on my phone that there's a news update, it's always negative. They seem to have circled the wagons, and they don't plan on going anywhere. So the one thing that really hasn't been discussed is, what if Biden refuses? What are they going to do if he refuses? There's nothing they can do to make him drop out of the running unless they invoke the 25th Amendment. And what they're talking about doing at the broker convention involves bypassing Kamala too. All right? Okay, that's all the time we have for today. We'll be back tomorrow. I wish I could say we had great calls today, but they were very weak calls today. Hopefully better tomorrow. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
WSFS 104.3 HD.
All right, guys. Hey, listen. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Everyone who's sub, please like the video. And I will see you all later for sure, all right? Take care.